Hold on. God darn it. This stupid thing, I've got this. Okay. Okay. There we go. And so, how are you doing, dude?
I'm just working on different projects in different little ways. That's what I'm doing. So
Did you say that's how you're doing?
I don't know.
I knew what you were. What is it? Are you Oh, did you see this? I don't know if you can see this.
You drew a thing. Is that what that is? Let me look.
You might not be able to see it that well.
I don't have it full screen. That's my problem. So
okay.
like a little monkey. Is that like a little monkey or what is that?
Yeah, it's a. Let me show you. Of course, I'm not a visual artist, dude. This is the cover I was trying to imitate. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's kind of cool looking, huh?
Yeah, like I've been talking about this for the past month or so to people. It's a, it's a guy that I figured. Oh wait, somebody Stimulated Cynic is here in the chat.
Yes. If you ain't
Cynic,
first, you last. If you ain't first, you last. Put them up, cowboy.
Right. I'm glad you hit that link.
Yeah, dude.
I've only done this a few times and had somebody, and please help me if I'm boring or getting off track here. Just kind of reel me back in. I don't think you've seen me enough. Like last year, you kind of were there a little bit when I would. I don't know if you were, but I know I forgot you were the one that you were always calling me the CG hippie and shit.
Yeah, you the hip, just like Johnny Scab is Comic Skates punk rock resident punk rock guy.
And yeah. Me and Johnny were talking about this the other day. Like,
dude, that's
somebody
crazy.
called us both hippies in his chat. Like we were like streaming, and he was testing out. Hey, Dennis! Dennis is here.
Dennis watching. The Menace. Dennis the Menace.
So, anyway, yeah, somebody called us hippies or something, and because I don't know what we were talking about. I'll let you know. I like all kinds of different music, but I do have kind of a mentality. I guess you could call it a hippie mentality because I try to get along with everybody. You know what I mean? If I can. The people I don't get along with, they usually had some issue with me first, like for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, it's that same way with me too. Like I'll do all these sorts of things for people, and it's just like they'll go and they'll throw away like 10, 15 years of friendship for no reason.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And like you don't do anything and shit happens to you. Like what am I supposed to do about that?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Let me say hi to I'm gonna say hi to this other person. Peyton. That's a younger person that comes into my stream sometimes and checks. They're pretty regular. They don't all, you know what I mean? They pop in and out. I just like to acknowledge. Well, you know how it is. Like I'm kind of learning the ropes on. But yeah, like we were saying, it's like for the most part, I'm a pretty easygoing dude. Like I'm not going to get aggressive on you unless you're aggressive first. Usually, you know what I'm saying? That's I guess what I was saying. It's kind of like it's like when you're having a good time with everybody, and then you got you got that one or two motherfucking people that's in the group of wherever you're at for whatever reason, whether they're drinking or whatever maybe they're not even drunk or even intoxicated, but they just have like this friction to them all the time. Like no matter who they're around and what they fucking do, they always aggro, and I just can't. If I'm around that, then I'm going to get aggro with them because if they're running my good time, there's no reason for that.
Yeah, like I think I empathize because I get really angry about thieves. I hate thieves. That's like a thing that I like. Fuck no, I'm good. I don't like what's
Oh
going on.
yeah.
Thieves are like the big thing with me. So, cause I
Oh, I've had a
yeah.
lot of people. I've had a lot of people take from me because they've took my kindness for weakness many a times. In North Carolina, dude. Oh, let me well,
What?
stimulate the. I wanted to let Peyton know because they don't know who you are. Well, they didn't ask anyway, but it really
Yeah.
don't matter.
Who's it
If
to it?
somebody comes in and asks who you are, I'll tell them.
Who's it to him anyway? Who's it to
What?
him any fucking way?
So see, a while, like a few weeks ago, I caught something where you had been. Was you on a stream at some point with Katie did for a minute?
I don't think so.
Or she was watching something of yours that you did. It might have been old. I don't fucking know. I just caught something. It had to do, like, I don't know if she clipped. I hadn't thought about the strange signal thing. And I totally forgot about, like, I hadn't been seeing nothing or been interacting with you. But last year we had some we did talk back and forth some. And then, you were on that stream, was it self-destruct stream you happened to be on? And then, because when you showed your face, you were like, remember you showed your face so that I would know who the fuck it was. And I was like, is that Strange Signal? I was like, okay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm that guy.
Hey, look. So Cynic said, what was it Cynic said? Hold on a minute.
I could go to the heights of acknowledgement and show people your real picture, but I'm not going to do that because I value our friendship. So I don't want to acknowledge you too much. If I acknowledge you too much, I'll go crazy and I'll show people how handsome you are. So
Okay. So you did see what he said. See, I'm trying to talk to you also, and then fortunately, I'm not having, there's not like too many people or anything. I have, there's not been that many times that it's been so. But sometimes, even if you just get like 5 or 6 people chatting and they're continuously putting messages up, and if you have somebody else also, or even if I'm just talking by myself, sometimes I get to talking and then all of a sudden there's like 5 or 6 messages that I missed, and I'll have to like scroll back through it just to kind of keep up.
Just listen. Here's a handy guide. Okay, are you ready? Whenever you're streaming, just ask yourself a simple question. If you are lost, just ask yourself a simple question. What would Ethan Van Sciver do? Just do that. And it's good radio then. Okay, it's good radio then. So you just gotta do that. Just ask yourself, what would Ethan Van Sciver do, or what would Ethan do? Just ask yourself that, and the sun will come up sooner than tomorrow.
Well, when you said that, to me, it's I was kind of like, in a way, it's a joke, but then all of a sudden, as you said it once, then you said it again, and I'm thinking about it. I was like, well, I know that when Ethan, if you catch Ethan when his chat is not just fucking already overloaded, he acknowledges people even if they're not super chatting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know.
Yeah.
I'm saying you gave me, that's good advice. Like, because Ethan's been doing it for a long time. He's cool.
Yeah.
He does he likes to have a good back and forth with his audience. And unfortunately, I imagine let's say if I keep on doing this and a couple of years from now, I've got like several hundred fucking people. I'm not talking about thousands, but even just 100 people watching, and we got 50 people in the chat. Jesus Christ, I could only imagine. I mean, you couldn't answer everybody. You would only be able to really kind of. That's why the super chats would be important. Like that kind of brings it to the forefront.
And hey, question for you: how do you spell fun? How do you spell fun? How do you do that? What's your?
How do I spell?
Dude.
Huh?
Fun. How do you spell fun?
Oh,
How do you
fun.
spell
Oh,
fun?
yeah. I thought
Yeah,
you
how
were
do you spell
saying
fun?
fuck. I thought you
No,
were
how do you
saying
spell fun?
fuck.
No, how do you spell fun, Gray? I'm just curious.
Oh,
Okay.
F-U, is it comma? Is that a comma? You got a F space U comma N. Like, never mind. Something like that.
It's see how do you spell fun is the new way of saying what's your favorite part of ISOM one. That's the
Right.
new way. That's the new way. So it's good. I like it. It's good. It's nice when these things happen. Well, like the thing that I really hate is a lot of these guys that like give us trouble or whatever. Like the thing that really bothers me is they just hate at being free people. They hate that. These guys hate being free people. All these people that act so fucking dumb that we have to contend with every goddamn day, sometimes every minute.
Right.
They hate fun. They hate freedom. They hate just like being human. It's ridiculous. That's why some of us look at them as subhuman. Okay, because
Yeah, I mean,
they're not human. They have no soul. Okay, they have no fucking soul. All right.
well, I don't think they can see past their damn nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they can't, like,
Are you calling them
I
Jewish?
don't know if that makes any sense. I think that's
Are
a
you
phrase
calling them Jewish? Are you calling them Jewish?
No,
What's
you
going
know what
on?
I'm saying, dude.
Okay, what's up? No, actually, I don't know that saying. I don't know that phrase. I don't know what that means.
Maybe I just made it up. Maybe it's something I don't know. I'm just thinking like they just can't. Basically, I'm agreeing with you. They can't. Uh, Actually, too, I think sometimes we're dealing with people that are taking some things that are way too things that shouldn't be taken so freaking serious. That's the only reason. Like I don't do it often, but when I'm in the mood and I start doing it, I have fun with it. Like them dumbasses, like today, that little thing I shared, and I went in and made up with young Clipper. I was like, it just came to me the other day, like, oh, the Great War of Separation. No, that war, young Clipper started the Great War of Ejaculation all over Rippaverse. So I'm just going to keep rolling with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't be sorry, but I get excited.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know you get excited. I mean, come on.
But see, I'm definitely not Jewish, Dennis said. Yeah, Dennis, you explained to me earlier where you were born. So
you're too country to be a Jew. Okay, I'll just say that you're too country for that.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you are.
But
You're too country to be a Jew. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Dennis is saying he's definitely not. But
well, okay. I mean that's fine. I'm just saying you're too country for that.
Oh yeah, well I've never thought I was. I don't want to get listed. You know what's interesting? That I shared this with Johnny the other day. I find it interesting. A few days ago, I don't remember, about 3 days ago, maybe, I was doing a stream and somebody showed up that at first I thought they were trolling me because I'd never seen them before. And they asked the question, or all they put up was Israel or Palestine. And I was like, dude, I really don't give a fuck either way, is what I said at first. And then then all of a sudden I came.
Yeah,
but look, then all of a sudden an answer came. I was like, I'll tell you the truth. Well, I didn't say I don't give a fuck. I said, I really don't care. And then I realized I do care. And I said, I'll tell you this, man, because I didn't know where they were coming from, right? So I said, I'm on the side of humanity. I said, I believe that everybody should have the freedom to do whatever they need to do and move around freely as long as they're not stepping on other fucking people's toes.
Yeah, I left because of that shit. I left that stream because of this guy, dude. It was not even funny.
Oh, okay.
I'm not here for that. Jeez.
No, I know. But so you left. Well, it turned out it turned out he was totally cool. He wasn't really trolling. He was in Palestine. So I was like, once I found that out, I was like, and he wasn't being religious, and the stream went on, and it wasn't all like. Anyway, I didn't know you were there.
Yeah, well, I know that you do know. It's been a good little while because we did acknowledge each other. But like my issue is they're putting pressure on you as a stream host to answer a very political question. That's
No, I'm saying, were
it's
you there the
it's
other
kind of
day?
fun. No, not
Like
recently. This was years ago. Well, not years. Maybe
this was last year.
maybe like last year. Yeah, yeah. It would have
Yeah.
been last
Now,
year.
last year, someone did ask me that question, and I remember now. You were in. It was like It was when I had a few more people in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it just comes out of nowhere, and it's like let's change everything to focus on talking about something extremely political
Yeah.
right now. I don't
And
know. It annoys me. They put pressure on you as the host. That could fuck your whole show up or make it
but
better.
what I would say, so okay, let's just. I'll wrap this up real quick on that story. What I was talking about though, and now you understand. I was talking about 3 or 4 days ago, and it turned out that this particular person wasn't trolling me and trying to catch me because when the answer came out of my mouth that I'm on the side of all humanity, as long as you're not trying to step on other people's toes and hurt them, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
if you want to go and fuck your life up and do whatever, and you're hurting yourself, I mean, I'd rather you not. But if you're not harming other people, more power to you. Like, and then once I stated that, and they were like, because I didn't know where they were coming from, and all of a sudden they were like, "Well, I'm over in Palestine. I'm from Jordan," and like, it was pretty interesting because then the whole conversation and everything just it went in a whole different direction. But you're right. I wasn't gonna give them a left or right answer. Like, I don't like.
that's
I'm
good
not
to
trying
hear.
to pick sides on something like that.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like that's great to hear, right? But yeah, to just have people put like focus on that suddenly when like, you're not even there to do that, like it's just rude to me. That's why I left. I'm like this person seems rude to me. I'm just leaving. So
Right. Well, like last year or whatever. Um, it's just I thought it was cool that at first that's what I thought was happening the other day was someone was trying to get me to answer, and then they could clip it, and then they could turn like depending
yeah,
on what side they're on, they could get
yeah,
me to say one side or the other, and then they fucking,
yeah. It's
that's
just
kind of shit happens.
it just seems the shit seems hostile and because of the way they came across. I'm like this guy just seems like hostile and rude. I'm out of here. I don't care about being here anymore. I'm not doing this
Right.
because I didn't
Well,
know what
anyway,
you
let's.
didn't know what you were.
I
Gonna
didn't
do.
bring that up to dwell on it,
Oh
and
come
of
on!
course, I wasn't talking about last year either. So, um,
You don't want to dwell on that. It's fun to dwell on that. Let's dwell on that, dude.
yeah, I know. Like, I just don't like. It's like I got a friend, dude, that she's like texting me every other day, everything that's going on in the news that I'm not even paying attention to about stuff that might affect me at some point, but there's nothing I'm not going to be able to do about it either way. So I don't pay attention to it. And it's like I've tried to tell her, please just, stop watching the news. It's like, I mean, I catch enough of the information even without trying. You know what I mean? You just scroll through Twitter, you see headlines, you look through your YouTube feed. Even if I'm not wanting to look at anything, I see some of the dumb shit.
Hey, Gray. Hey, real quick
Yes,
question for you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Israel or Palestine, dude? What's up? What do you think?
Hey, what did Dennis say here? A writer I admire said this: both Palestinians and Israelis are bastards.
Yeah.
But Israelis are bastards, are our bastards. They are king, so to speak, the only democratic country in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have read that out loud.
No,
I don't know what got.
I'm just saying, let's talk about that because it's a focus still. So that's all I'm saying. Let's talk about it more. This is awesome. Don't you love this? Isn't this cool? This is so cool.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm just fucking. I didn't bring none of that up to be like, okay, here we go.
I'm just saying it's cool, bro. I'm just saying, bro. It's cool.
Well, like you already know, kind of person I like. If I was in that kind of mood, I'm totally down to talk about just about anything, especially some serious shit, dude. I like to have deep conversation, but this afternoon I'm not in the mood to talk about it. I was just saying the other day I had an experience, and it was actually someone in real time in that part of the world. They actually had to get off the stream because they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna get out of the chat. I hear bombs go off." I'm like, "Hey, that's understandable, dude. I can't fault you for that, man. Like."
Just tell them that you support the future. That's all. Just leave it at that. And just
Hey, that's even better. That
repeating
lines
yourself.
up with exactly how I said, but
Keep
it's
repeating
less
yourself.
detail. Thanks for that.
Just keep repeating yourself whenever they ask. Just keep saying the same thing. I care about the future, and don't change your response. Just say I care about the future, and maybe even start winking at them.
Well, if someone doesn't get that simple statement, then I couldn't help them anyway, right? It's like that's a pretty simple, good answer. Everybody should be thinking about that. Well, like, okay, fuck all the seriousness. Stimulated, send me the link. Oh, how do I do that to him?
Will it have the link? It's in the group chat thing, I thought.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it should be there.
Isn't that how you found it? Like I'm
pretty sure. I can't remember.
Well, I said that in the if you go to Cynic, if you go in the group chat, you go to where I shared this link to YouTube, but go in the comments and there's a link. Listen, I'm gonna make him do some work. I'm not gonna do the work. I already did. No, I'm just joking, Cynic. I'm trying to. Oh wait, I think I can. Oh wait, did I just? Was I real loud?
No.
Sorry, bro.
No, it's okay. No, I'm laughing at you. Don't worry about it.
No, you're cool, man. At least we're having fun. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
whoa.
Gotta get more guys in here. Hey guys, yeah, it's the Cypher Show. Hey. Now we're gonna wait. I guess we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for Gray to come back. I don't know what he did. So I'm just drawing. So guys, so while I have your floor, he's back. Everyone shut up.
Hold on a second. I took myself out of here somehow. I better hold off for a second or I'm going to fuck it all up. We're having a good time. Okay, Dennis said he's got to go, I think.
Whoa.
Stimulated, or I'm not going to keep, I don't say stimulated Cynic every freaking time. I'll just call him Cynic. That's the way I figure it.
Yeah, it's called Cynic, dude.
Can you hear me all right?
Jimmy-lated clinic. Yeah.
If he comes in, I don't know if this will automatically split it up. Because so far, I am on mobile. It shouldn't matter all that. Because Johnny said the only thing is I might get frustrated if I was to have too many people. Like if we get more than like 3 or 4 people. And then I thought, well, does it really matter? If it just makes all of us on my little phone screen still be there, I'm not that worried about what I see. It's more about the people out there that are watching, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to see you guys. Like, as long as I know that it's showing up properly. Like, if he hits, he said, gotcha. So so what I'm saying is if he does use the link and he comes in, that'd be the first time I've done this and had 2 people come in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think I know what you're saying.
Okay, I'm sorry to be boring.
You're boring. No, I just don't know what you said.
Right, you can't understand English.
What were we just talking about? Do you remember what we were talking? Because I don't. Do you remember?
No, I don't want to remember.
I can't remember what we were talking about.
I was
Okay.
talking about if Cynic does use the link, which I'm not seeing. He said he's got me, or he found it, I think. But I've already said. I think you heard that part. Like, if he does come in, I haven't. It would be the first time that I've had two. Where there, if he comes in, I make it 3 on the screen. Be the first time for me to experiment with that. That's not really that hard, though, is it? The thing like, whether it be StreamYard, this or whatever, it kind of just does it automatically for you, don't it?
It should. It should do that automatically.
Anyway,
It's true.
what are you drawing? Or wait, unless you don't need to tell anybody. Like, I mean, well, you got this camera on it. I'm just curious to what it was that you're working on, like the image itself.
It's nothing in particular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the kind of stuff I make, and tend to get face. Sometimes you got faces like bird heads and like eyeballs show up. So, but you can turn any angle and see something different every time you look at it. Practically.
Hey, look, I made you full screen on there right now so we can look at it better.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like I'm on a small screen, but just what I'm seeing, like the lines and the texture you're working on in there.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I rediscovered this. I almost forgot that I had it here still.
Okay, let me see. Like I said, I'm learning how to navigate here, and then this is cool. I can make it where, I'm still up here, but you're a little bigger. Like, well, no, wait, we don't want to compare sizes.
No, I don't care.
This is not like an X-rated stream, so I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see that.
No. Okay, let me see.
No. I want to.
No, I'm looking at. I'm talking to myself. I was going back in to see. I don't think. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. If Cynic, he should be able to see the link. If he hits it, then I should get something showing me another person. And like I never know how long I'm going to stay on or anything. But here lately,
you've been going. You've been going.
Yeah, like here lately, it's been like I start off, I'm not real sure, but it just kind of people come in and they stay. And as long as there's interaction going on, like, because I have to think to myself, what the hell else am I going to do? Okay, he said it's not a link to my stream.
Really?
You know what I'll do? Watch this. If he wants to, let's just go ahead and test it out. Hold on. I just didn't want to do this right this second. Because then anybody could possibly hit it and come in. Well, just because they hit it doesn't mean they get to come on. Like, I don't have to let them. There you go, Cynic. That should be the thing to work.
Come on down.
And then that gives me a chance to see how does it lay it out for me? Like when a third person arrives on the scene.
Yeah, and let Cynic talk for a while you press buttons. I'm going to be doing my draw thing. So. Yeah,
like you can be doing your thing and listening. Cynic can be like trying to be funny and shit, and I can be kind of being funny and
as soon as
maybe I can poke fun at him.
as soon as Cynic gets in, let him have the floor so we can also figure out if his audio is good. So just give him the floor.
Oh yeah.
Until you press enough buttons on your end where you think you figured everything out. Yeah, just give Cynic the floor. So let him figure his audio shit out if he needs to.
Well, apparently he was saying whatever he saw was just a link to. He said it wasn't a link to my stream. I don't know what he saw because you saw it and you came.
Yeah.
He must be looking at the wrong thing, but it's in the chat now. So we're about to say, there he is. Let me bring him in. Now, how do I? Oh, there we are. Boom.
Oh yeah, that's
What's
him.
up, buddy?
Yeah, don't try to sit here and discuss my audio. My audio is always good, bro. I'm a king at streams. I'm a stream whore. If there's a stream with a link, I'm gonna jump on it, homeboy. What's going on, fellas?
Well, so see, here's my thing: is I'm not so much caring about your actual proficiencies as I am making sure that when you get here, everything's okay. That's all I care
Yeah.
about.
No, I figured that out a long time ago, man. Because especially like I don't know if you ever noticed when Ruby leaves our stream and he comes back, and motherfucker's like microphone's all crazy because he's got some weird auto adjust setting on his mic, and I'm like, dude, turn that shit off. Do a dead link.
Get it
And
tested.
yeah, and just test your shit. Like I'm very particular about not touching the volume knobs on my mic because otherwise I've gone on streams several times before by accident after getting this mic and the shit like this would be turned on. And I would just be like, what the fuck
Oh,
is that? What's going
Yeah.
on?
the echo and shit.
Yeah. Because this is this I've said it before on stream, but this is made for like doing music on your like iPads, iPhones, and then of course your laptop, right? So it's specifically for music. So it's got different little settings on it and shit. So but yeah, man.
Are you trying to brag or something?
No. This is like a $30 mic. No, not at all. It's just
I'm just messing with you.
I am a cheap bastard. I do not like to brag on money at all.
Oh, and by the way, I appreciate these streams because the closer you are to having enough experience to say you know what you're doing, like the sooner you can start FFS. So
Yeah, man, that's the thing is the problem with doing FFS is I want to do solo streams on there also, but I like bouncing off of people, and I don't want to. With Ruby about to start his new job, I don't want to overload him with doing streams, and it was supposed to start with me and Wizard, but Wizard is so how do I like reserved, right?
okay, yeah,
And
I see that.
yeah, I need somebody to be able to bounce off of because I will do crude humor pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'll leave.
Wizard's a
Did you
femboy.
like my chat messages to you yesterday?
I thought they were perfect, man. They were amazing. It made me.
I
very
noticed that
happy.
he wasn't reading them out because they were kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, he
But you let me know that you were seeing them, so that's all.
Mhm. Yeah, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
The acknowledgement.
I was
is what
being-
matters.
I was being pretty, I was being pretty like erotic.
Yeah,
homosex.
a little racy, I think is the word that.
Yeah,
yeah. And I personally say, Gray, I say keep it up, man. I think
Gray's
it's
been
funny.
Gray's been horny posting. For those who don't know, Gray's been horny posting in group chat.
Yeah, it happens, right? That's what you ought to do.
Don't you love that?
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
mad about it at all, man. It makes my day go by better. But,
I'm sure it does.
Well, like, I mean, I'm not, like I go through phases
Mhm.
where but I think everybody does. It's like it just happens here lately. I'm just starting to like if y'all knew me for any length of time in real life, you would have known that I've went through. I mean, I'm not saying that but I go through a lot of dark periods, where like,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't even want to get out of bed.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
when
yeah,
I come
yeah.
up out of that shit and I'm able to like just have a whole bunch of days in a row where like I'm just like whatever I can do to keep myself like actively just going,
Yeah, no, I get that 100%, man. It's that manic sort of phase that you want to stay in versus being in like the little depressed stages of, whatever the fuck it is, right? That
Yeah.
and no, I do that same thing, man. I think a lot of men nowadays, I call it brooding. Like I've been doing it for several months off and on with shit that's been going on in my personal life, right? And it's good for a man to brood, but you also got to find that little slice of like brightness or happiness and try to hold on to it also. It's It's
Well,
a
like-
fine balance, I think.
Well,
The hell was that? Someone flushing a toilet over there?
no, I got my door open. A big old truck was going by, pulling a tractor on the back. You heard a.
Sounded like someone was flushing their toilet. I don't know what happened.
It was rattling, so that
Yeah.
probably sounded. I mean, when you said flushing a toilet, I could see how that could possibly sound that way from a distance through a phone onto you. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there was a car.
I wasn't sure.
Well, I mean, I'm the kind of person that it wouldn't be unusual that if I went, you know what I mean? I haven't done it or anything, but it wouldn't be unusual that somebody might not see what I'm doing, but that I might get up and use the bathroom while I'm, you know, like in the middle of,
I used to do that.
who knows?
Whenever I streamed on my phone, I would do the same thing. Just take it. Well, when I was when I first
Right.
started streaming, I did it from my phone a couple times, and then I was like, why the fuck am I using my phone when I have a perfectly good iPad? So then I started using my iPad, and then that became a little like the audio connection gets a little funky with that. And then so I just got it like a dedicated computer to do it. But yeah, no, when I was on my iPad, I would just take it all over the house. I
Right.
don't care. I would just mute it and go to the bathroom, whatever
We-
whatever needed to be done.
Handy.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, I
No.
really try not to beat myself up over it. Last year, a friend of mine, she originally we became acquainted on X. She was a subscriber to the channel early on, but we actually talk every day. We have like actual contact, and
Yeah.
you know, I've sent her things. She sent me things. Her husband just recently, like, she's an older lady and everything, but she had sent me this badass freaking laptop last year, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, it was awesome. And like my dumb ass, like a month later, like I needed some money. I don't have an ID. I'm not going to, it's just long story short.
Things happen.
I had
got you,
somebody
brother.
go to the pawn shop for me. They pawned it under their ID. The next month they were mad at me and they were like, I had the money. I was like, you know, and they were like pissed off and was like, they told somebody else to tell me I'm not going to go get Great Puff's fucking computer out for him. And I was like, motherfucker, dude. You know, and I was like, I don't know why. I guess sometimes but you know how I wrote it up? I was like, you know what? Evidently, I wasn't prepared to be like dealing, like, because right after that happened, a bunch of stuff just went completely south.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there was like, and then I realized I was like, even if I'd kept it, all this other stuff that came about for several months on end, I wouldn't have been like it. And
Wouldn't have done you any
I
good.
just felt bad because she really, you know, it's like she didn't like it. It didn't cost her anything, but it was like she got it as a gift. She gave it to me, and when I got it and looked it up, and I like it was an older computer, but even still, a brand new model of that same person was like $1,400, anywhere from $800 to $1,400. You know, and I was like,
Yeah. Now let me ask you
Anyway.
this. Here's the question though, Gray. What'd you get for it at the pawn shop?
I know, $40,
Oh,
$40.
Oh fuck, Gray.
Only
No.
40, huh? Jesus Christ.
No.
What part of town?
So
were you
all I
in?
had to have was $50 the next month to get the fucking thing out.
Yeah.
And the person that said they weren't going to go get it out, I know that they didn't go up there and get it out for themselves because they're not like that, and they're not a computer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they just were doing it to piss me off. Like,
Something about that makes me feel better about the situation though, because at least they didn't go up there and like snake you for $50. Something.
well,
I don't
right? Like
know
they
why.
didn't go up there and get the computer out and keep it.
Yeah.
No, I know
something
they
like-
didn't do that. It got sold to some random person or something. But
Yeah, maybe it helped them out. You know, things do happen for a reason, Gray. Like they usually always have some sort of silver lining for somebody or something. So who knows, man? Maybe you helped some poor student become a doctor down the road and you don't even know it.
well, you
That's
know
the
the
way I-
thing is,
that's the way I would
the
look at
thing
it.
is, I try not like I'm not regretting because I'm just saying sometimes I think about, damn, dude, what was you thinking? But it's like
Mhm.
I'm still rolling, you know. I'm still
Yeah.
doing the channel. The channel's growing. I'm like, fuck it, you know, computer or
man.
no computer. I'm gonna keep doing whatever I can do.
I saw it, man. You got a pretty decent amount of subscribers,
Like
dude.
1,200, right?
Yeah, it was like
1,200?
1.16, I think. So yeah, that's really good.
Right now it said I think in the studio today it was like 1,001 or 1,180 something.
Oh shit, yeah.
Like
That's not too bad.
Yeah, now
but you know how
just
that
need to,
goes, man. Like you would like I'm learning real quick, like even pretty decent numbers on the subscribers still doesn't equal lots of views or fucking lots of people in your live streams.
Yeah, what I've learned about that, right, doing this with Ruby and sort of, I wouldn't say managing Ruby, but just sort of like, I told Ruby I was going to be his, there was a video I found forever ago about Prince, and Prince said to his piano player, right, they were at practice, and he was like, hey man, you're playing the music perfect from the record, but when we're live, I want to bring something extra to it, right? And so he told him that.
Yeah.
And then the next day at practice, he was like, look, now you're doing something extra for the live shows. I also want you've got to hit the dance moves that we're hitting, right? And the moral of the story was like Prince wanted to motivate and elevate everybody in his band. And I told Ruby, I was like, I'm going to be your Prince, right? Like, I just want to motivate and elevate this show as much as we can. And what I've learned from that, though, is that the biggest thing is being consistent. If you hit a schedule, human beings love a fucking schedule. I don't know if you've ever noticed, they love a routine, they love a schedule. And if you can hit a fucking routine, like, you know, Ruby had to cancel tonight. And this is one of the first times we've ever canceled a King stream since I've been doing them with him. Right? Like, it's just something ingrained in people. They love that. They love that shit, man. So if you can set you up a routine and stay consistent, your views will grow. Like ours have went from, you know, a couple people up to on an average around 40 or something. So
yeah,
that's really good for us.
Like I mean, I'm not really, you know, like I'm not doing this for any other reason than to really try to connect to people and like my main purpose of doing my channel or this particular channel is mostly just if you've watched, even if you don't watch any of my videos, you see that I share them on I try to be inspirational, motivational, and then I just kind of I'm sharing my life, dude. And
well, like I told Ruby, and I've told a couple other people I live stream with, look, man, if I don't make $1 off of it, that's fine. But if I can make $1 off of it, that's also fine too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
well, like if I'm able to at some point generate a certain amount of money that comes out of it that I could substantially put and invest back into it, it would be like when I played music in a band. Like I was in bands in the 90s, dude, and we weren't ever signed or anything, but I was in a band that was together for like 4 years, and it was all underground, but we networked, we fucking played shows, we traded, you know, somebody would come to your town and do a show, you'd go to their town and do a show, and you just keep like, you know, it's kind of like when you were talking about Prince, it made me think about stuff like, and then like, cause I think of like right now, it seems like we're doing pretty well, like I've only seen you over there on, you know, I just recently we've been introduced to you, and then you were on Ruby's stream this past week. I really enjoyed that stream. You were the one where y'all were watching that dude that I really like that guy, that comedian that's like, he's pretty clean comedian, like a Christian type based comedian.
Yeah.
Comedian, but he's real.
Yeah.
He's a very smart dude.
Yeah, that was
like he puts stuff in like do what?
Yeah, that was on our Sunday show that we do. Yeah.
Yeah, I caught that, and y'all just didn't know I was there. I think I didn't say anything, but like I really, like you know what I mean. Like, but prior to that, there was another. Like you had shared the link a few days before that, and I came in for a little while, and that's when I think I subscribed to there. So I'm not, you know, it'll be a minute, but anytime I'm able to, if y'all are on and I'm not busy, I'll try to at least stop in, you know, and just say, I try to do that. Like yesterday I was remember I told you I was over in Frog Tony's chat,
Yeah. You said that.
and I was picking on Larry. I guess in Larry the Niobe or whatever dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cat food Larry. Yeah, old cat food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny. I'd go from y'all's chat to that chat, and then I went over to then in the process, I'd posted that picture. I'd pulled up another picture of that guy you showed the other day and said that was Tony Second. I posted like a random picture I found on the internet of him. Did you see that post? And I was like,
Yeah.
Frog Tony's looking pretty good. And then I tagged him. I happened to go back to Frog Tony's chat. It was right at the end of his stream, and you could hear him get excited. He was like, a great guy. He sent me, or he tagged me, and he pulls it up, but he took it pretty well. You know, I was like, hey, dude. Like, I mean, I'm just like,
it's so funny because that was my joke Sunday.
I know. It was like,
I love it.
And,
It's so good.
anyway, I was just playing off of that, and I don't know if he even knows where I'm getting that from. But in the stream, he goes, well, thank you, Great Cloudy Day. He said, well, that couldn't be me because that's some white guy, and I'm Mexican or some shit like that. And I was like, whatever, dude. Like, I was just having fun. And let me acknowledge Divinity Comics.
Yeah,
Do you
what's up,
guys
brother?
know them?
Yeah, that's Mike Wheeler actually.
yeah.
Oh,
It's the Wheelers.
huh?
That's the Wheelers. Mike Wheeler and Mindy, I think, is their name.
Yeah, it's Mike Wheeler.
Okay. Well, I'll tread lightly then.
Now, Mike's look, man. I'll say this for Mike. A lot of people in CG paint Mike as like some big boogeyman or bad man, and I get in trouble all the time.
I didn't mean that. Like,
okay.
and let me say to Divinity Comics right now, they're plenty welcome here. I'm just saying. Once you told me who it was, I know about. You know what I mean? I see the drama, but I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Weren't you a drummer?
There's a lot of people in CG that think he's a big bogeyman, and you know, hey man, he's never been nothing but nice to me, other than when he done some gay op shit on me. Thanks, Mike. That was gay of you, you bastard.
Well, no, like he said right here. Look, did you not see this? He said he enjoys seeing you do other dudes or something. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it. I just I no sell Mike on a lot of things. It's the best. It's usually just the best way to operate around him, the jerk. But
and who do y'all know? Sleeping Psychopathy.
Yeah, that's Jamie on Twitter.
Okay,
she's in that group chat. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying. Like we got to talking for a second, and all of a sudden I had like several messages, and it's Divinity Comics, and
I didn't leak Tony's comment. Goddamn it. That shit's still so fucking funny to me. Like,
but yeah. So, Mike, if you're still there watching Divinity Comics, don't think that I was meaning anything. It's just I don't want to get. Anyway, that was wrong. You know what I mean? Like if I personally don't have if someone hasn't personally done something to me, I might not like what I'm hearing, but I'm not the fucking one. I'm not in the middle of it, and I don't know nothing. Like I wasn't there. It don't involve me, you know?
Yeah, that's sort of how I operate too, and that shit gets me in trouble all the time, which is the funniest fucking thing to me. I'm like, dude, not my pig, not my farm, right? Like, go fuck yourself. So I don't.
But I will tell you, I'm gonna always claim Comicsgate, though. You know what I'm saying? That's why last night when y'all were like, I don't know what you were talking about, and then remember I was like anti-CG stream, and you were like, oh no. I was like,
yeah, we're not an anti-CG stream on Wizards channel. It's just none of us claim to be Comicsgate, right? Like, and the reason why, and I've said this before on streams, the reason why,
man, that's pretty gay, dude. I'm gonna take you off. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
No, the reason why I don't claim to be Comicsgate is because I see it differently than most people do. I see it as a creator movement, and I'm not a creator, right? I'm CG friendly, and I'm friends with tons of CG people, and I support CG people. But I'm also not gonna sit here. I've never been one to be a member of groupthink. I do my own thing. I think for myself, and nobody's gonna sit here So like,
I'm
I've
just
never been
saying,
a
like,
group guy.
I get along with a lot of people too. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
look,
no.
here's Divinity Comics, and look what I've got up there. What he said.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Like he said, Comicsgate is dead to him. But well, you know.
Yeah, no, like I don't fault people for being a part of a
Well,
group.
actually, he said LOL.
Yeah.
So he knows. Like you can say Comicsgate is dead, but anybody that says that knows damn well it really ain't.
Yeah, I think Comicsgate is I do think Comicsgate's going through a sea change. I think you've got a lot of young, hungry creators that are trying to find their footing.
That makes it interesting, though. That makes it a little, you know.
I agree with that. And then you've got other people that have walked away from the movement. Then you got, the big guys in it. And I don't know how it's going to shake out. I'm really interested to see how it's going to shake out. Which is why I sort of stick around and do a lot of these streams that we do, right? With Comicsgate people. Like Ruby is avowed out and out CG. He'll tell you all day, every day. And more power to him, man. If that's how you feel and you like the community, go for it, man. I'm not gonna fault you for it.
Well, that's all I was saying is that I've been, it's like there's certain people like that I have followed, and then there's certain things like I don't know. Anyway, let's not. I like to try to be as cordial as I can with people, even if sometimes they don't get along with other people I get along with.
Yeah, no, I just don't do
Just
guilt by
because you don't get along,
association, right?
like even in Comicsgate, it's that way. There's people that are still Comicsgate but hate each other. They claim it, but they don't fucking like. You know what I mean? It's like like you said, it's just a bunch of.
Yeah, you
Boy,
get that
you're
all
being-
over the place.
I got my own thoughts on Comicsgate, but I'd be preaching too much of gospel, so I'm not here to do that.
Oh, well, you can do it if you want.
Yeah, man, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, Strange. Me and you've had these conversations before.
Yeah, because it's a consumer first movement. That's what it is. Okay, think about it. Right?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
says. I personally don't see it that way anymore. I think it started out that way and then it shifted to creatives, and that's fine. And until I create a book and want to declare myself Comicsgate, I'm just not going to declare myself as part of a group, right? But I'm also friendly to that group and support that group, just like I support all indie comics for the most part, except
Like,
for
Right.
a couple people.
I can tell that this is something that people and it's nothing against anyone. Okay, don't get me wrong, but this is something that a lot of people tend to view it like a creator thing. And I don't know. My whole thing is a Comicsgate itself, like regardless of what its representatives do, like at its heart, at its core, it's a consumer first movement, and that's but regardless of what anyone could look at, like, oh, these the people that are involved in it, they have something to do with what it is. It's like not really. It's independent of that. The heart and soul has nothing to do with how you personally would conduct yourself, because then that means that whatever I do changes how the entire Democratic Party works, because I've decided this is how I act. I'm a representative. Therefore, if I act a certain way, so I don't believe Comicsgate is something that can be influenced at its heart and its soul, its core, of being anything less than the consumer first movement at its core. And that's why it's something that people come to, because it's like when you're here, you're not going to treat people like shit. All of us, we were treated like shit. We can't really work in the mainstream, so we make stuff that people want to see, regardless of what the mainstream wants. So it's like we have to have respect for the customer, period. At the end. Once you are disrespectful, then it's like, in my eyes, I would say then, well, how CG are you then if you're going to disrespect the customer? That's why Matt Barr is not CG. Matt Barr is not CG because Matt Barr, he made it a point as someone who has Kickstarters and other things or whatever. He's trying to raise money, but he's been seen on Twitter at least twice I can remember doxing people or like flirting with that dance. So he's friendly with the idea of doxing because he did, but then when I confronted him, he said that he didn't. Still, the problem is you were friendly with the idea. It's just like it's like a thing about like when you're interrogated. If you even tell the interrogator a lie just to save yourself, that means that you were friendly with the idea of turning on your friends. That's what that fucking means. And so, if you disrespect the customer by even just doxing people, whether or not it's kayfabe or whatever, it's that you were friendly with it. So now, when you try to crowdfund, you cannot be trusted with someone's funds to back, because now my personal information is with you because I just backed your fucking campaign, that bar. So that's when his career died. That's when he became nothing like a CG guy anymore when he did that. And so, yeah.
I'll tell you the way my brain works, though. So like me being fiscally conservative, socially liberal, like I don't even like I'm not a registered Republican or anything like that. I just don't like groupthink. I've always found that to be stifling to me. And because I think I've said it before, I know I've said it on stream. Like when I say stuff that people find humorous, I only say it because I find it funny. And if other people agree with me, right, then that's good. That's great. Awesome. I've done my job. But at the end of the day, my only goal is to make me and mine happy. So
can I I don't mean to just completely shift. I have something I wanted to ask about. Now, you guys probably have no clue. It's still about comics.
Mm-hmm.
Even Divinity Comics is still here. I don't know how old this dude is or anything. But I was asking Dennis earlier today. There's a person that one of my favorite comic book creators is known. I don't know if you've ever heard the name Timothy Truman. He huge in the 80s. He did a lot of his stuff was on Independent, like Eclipse and stuff. He did the character Scout. And y'all are young. Like, I don't know I know you're younger than me and everything. I bring this up do you mind if I bring this up?
Yeah, it's your show, man. Do what you want to.
Well, I felt like, no, we were talking about something and all this. I just thought this might be interesting to you because so I got the comics out earlier today and I kind of showed them to Dennis and stuff, and so you would at least see the character I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do that real quick. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course. I think I know what book you're talking about. It's like a Native American hero. Yeah,
I'm going to show you. So it's set in a dystopian future where America's all split up and shit. I don't know if. Let me see. I can make. Hold on a second. I'm going to make my screen. Let's see.
Hey,
I'm trying to remember how I do.
Yeah, bro.
Just give me a second.
Hey, do you like my puppet? I'm Rip-Off Verse. It took me
okay.
off the screen.
Hey, I saw. Hold on a minute. Put that up there in just a second. Let me get you back. Hold on. Hold it.
Yeah, I'm Rip-Off Verse.
Okay, there's your puppet.
This is my puppet show.
Can you?
Rip-Off Verse.
I'm trying to find what I had. Look. Anyway, the point being is, so originally, the reason I'm bringing this up is just we weren't, like, I want to shift into a more positive tone, dude. Mm-hmm. Like, we weren't talking negative, but if we just continue to talk about CG and all that, I mean, we can go on all day long at all the drama and everything else that goes on. But
yeah, I get you.
Does that make any sense? I hope, we were having fun, and I just want to. But the point that give me a second, and you'll understand when I bring this up.
Gotcha.
Well, no, you'll understand because Dennis. Okay, so Scout was originally in the 80s. It was one of my favorite things that like I just ate it up. Like it was like, and then it ended. Mm-hmm. And then he came back out a few years later with Scout War Shaman. So you know how it's like, whoa, another one.
Yeah.
Well, since I've gotten back really interested in comics again in the past 5 years, 5 or 6 years. I mean, I don't have a lot of comics, but I do have some of them, and I'm very selective because I'm on a fixed income. I can't just fucking spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars every month on comic books. So
yeah, I know exactly. What
anyway, I mean, I wish I could, but my point being is, so I came across that Timothy Truman had another project about Scout, but the original character of Scout died. So
Really?
the
Okay.
next scout was going to be Scout Marauder based on his son. So I got all excited. I'm like, whoa, shit, hell yeah. I go and find he had a Kickstarter, I know, and everything, but so he had this thing up, and this was right around, COVID was about to happen and everything, and I was finding out about this, and I'm like, whoa. But I saw that the campaign I was looking at had already been up for several years even then.
Jesus.
He had 2 things on his site that I could actually order and get shipped to me right away. So I did. It's a sketchbook, and then it's a preview book that don't have any dialogue and no coloring, but it shows you the art that's going to be in it. So I ordered those. I'm like, cool. And here we are, like 2 or 3 years later, the book's still not out. And when you try to find anything about it, it's been scrubbed from the internet. I'm like, dude.
Oh.
And like Dennis was saying, it sounded kind of like Dan Fraga.
Yeah.
Like earlier today.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get, I thought that was kind of interesting. The reason is because it really upsets me. Just, I found something, some old tweets about a month ago. I was like, that's when I discovered, man, I wonder, is it ever gonna, because I was glad that I didn't back the campaign when it was still open, because the fact that I found it and it was open, it had been in process for several years already. And I was like, okay, well, I can order this and it ships out right away. I'll get that. And I'll wait till he gets it done and puts it out. Then I'll get it. Well, apparently he's never. And I found a few tweets that are a couple of years old of some people complaining. And apparently he put out some kind of really fancy, hardcover, big, bulky art book that costs you like $100 if you were to go get it at the bookstore. Like he got some kind of deal through an actual publishing company, because he is kind of, he was known as a legend, kind of. If you had known, you're younger, but if you were to, if you Google him, it will pull up Wikipedia and tell you all his credits. Like one of his other famous characters is Grim Jack. Does that ring a bell?
Grim Jack doesn't ring a bell, but Scout did. I think my granddad may have had some of that dude's books.
Anyway,
I'm looking at his actual website. He's got a big.
Oh, is it up?
There. Yeah, so he's got a note. You want me to read it for you?
It might. Maybe I've read it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Note that the book was unfortunately delayed due to health reasons. However, these health problems have improved. Timothy is back at the desk, working very hard on the final pages of the book. To all who previously pre-ordered the book, please accept our sincere apologies for the delay. Timothy expresses his heartfelt thanks for your incredible continuing patience and support. If all continues to go well, Timothy will be putting the finishing touches on the last few pages and complete the graphic novel this year, which will coincidentally mark the 40th anniversary of the beloved original Scout comic published in Eclipse 1984. So,
hey, hold on. Is that dated?
But it dates it technically in the actual final sentence if you listen.
Oh,
it says,
okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. I didn't mean to say that like an asshole.
I'm just being funny too. Go ahead.
But it says, which will coincidentally mark the 40th anniversary of the beloved original Scout comic published in 1984. So he's 3-4 months late on his deadline already.
I am not.
You're always late, Strange. What are you talking about?
No, did you just read the date? I totally spaced it and didn't listen.
It was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out by the end of 2024.
That's what I thought. Okay. It's interesting you just found that, because when I swear to you, like a month ago or a little while back, I looked at it. There was no update. So they must have just it don't tell the month, or maybe
it doesn't get. I would have to pull the metadata on the actual website to see when it was last updated, but it had to have been in the past couple months though. It had to be
What-
like
yeah,
sometime
like, and
before Christmas.
I could be forgetting how far back. Like the last time I went and tried to find out, like I
Mhm.
went to that site.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if it's completed and I can order it. There was nothing about it, and then that's when I started scrolling. I type in his name on X, and I
Yeah.
found those old tweets of people being pissed off, like, and this was like 3-year-old tweets and shit.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, so
So
yeah,
he
still got
he started this project like before COVID, and then COVID hit. That fucked a bunch of shit up. I
Yeah.
knew about some of his health problems because he had an update last year about it also. But
Mhm.
so if he really has health problems, you know what I mean. You can't fault like he isn't old. I don't know how old he is.
The problem with
He's a,
using the health problems gimmick is that's what everybody does, man, and it's starting to become unbelievable, in my opinion.
yeah, like I'm not going to mention any names, but I can think of someone most currently recent that kind of doesn't. They kind of just bailed out of. Anyway, you can probably figure out who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think so. I think I
Do
know.
y'all, like he's a
Yeah.
pretty good damn artist, but I don't want to like sound like a. Well, the truth is the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're
Raise.
talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Well, no, I mean, I know that he had, but anyway, I mean, I try not to get into all that.
Yeah.
This is pretty fun though, you guys. I really
Yeah.
appreciate you being here. I want to say that
Oh, of course.
both of you, man.
Yeah, it's nice to see people, talk people, fucking. Yeah, no, I was trying to ask earlier. Didn't you play the drums, Gray?
Did I play the drums? Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the instrument that you played with it, like the main one.
Yeah. I mean, as far as instruments, the drums is all I really am. I'm like I did drum, like in my band, I played drums. We all did vocals. So I know how to play the drums and do vocals. That's why you see me vocalize a lot of times. Like if you caught any of my little short things on the X, sometimes I don't have any drums. I have a, set of drumsticks and I pull a bucket out or a fucking storage bin and beat on it. I've been toying around with I've just had this surge of creativity over the past few months and it's like been nice.
Can you?
So I'm exploring, like for the first time in my life, I'm sitting down and every few days really trying to do something with drawing, even though like just for my own fun, just to see how well I can get, and then
Mhm.
I'm also been working on a lot with ideas about a concept, a story. Anyway, I hope you probably heard me talk about it before, but Hero and Dog, it's something that came to me like 20 something years ago. And it's like, to me, it's so important that I've got to get myself to a point where I'm constant, that I'm putting forth more effort on it, at least a little bit every week. Like writing wise, I'm trying to get back. I've never wrote a comic, of course, or anything, but when Hero and Dog came to me as a story years ago, it wasn't like it just came. The name. I was like, I told my friend Craig Sawyer, who has also put out comic books and stuff. Give me a second. There's a sheriff pulling into the drive or into the trailer park.
Yes, how you doing, Cynic?
I'm good, man.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he gets
Give me a
arrested.
second.
Yeah, when he gets arrested, we'll check on
Yeah.
each other. Yeah, man, I'm good. What about yourself, Strange?
Yeah. You saw me. I've been doing all this drum shit, trying to help someone out with like starter materials to sort of get acquainted with all the drumming stuff. I've been like big on that, but it takes some time to do this drawing. I'm a little bit annoyed because there wasn't a place in town that could sell me DVDs that are blank that are like 8.5 or more gigabytes in size. We only had 4.7s available, so I can't even get one of these discs handled like I need to. I gotta order something now, so kind of annoying. I thought I could buy something in town, but it just wasn't gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just busy trying to get that handled. Oh yeah.
I look, Divinity Comics said if he gets arrested, I'm laughing.
Yeah, me too.
And, you know, that would be. I don't have anything that they weren't. They just came in and turned around. They weren't pulling into my driveway. They were pulling into the main driveway of the trailer park, and I've got my door open. So, you know, like we're doing a stream, and I'm like, the fuck, like, it was a sheriff, and it was like going slow, and so I was trying to see what it was doing. That's all I was curious about. I was like, well, I wonder if somebody's having some trouble or something, you know?
Yeah.
But also, I was making sure that for some random reason they weren't pulling up here, even if they had the wrong place. Because, you know, I am in the middle of doing something.
Gray, have in your area, have the police ever accidentally discharged a bullet into your house?
No.
No. What about you, Cynic?
No. I live in a pretty affluent neighborhood. So.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I just wonder about the things like that sometimes. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, yeah, just like what are the odds of things happening where you are? You know.
Yeah. No. My brother did that though. I'm not gonna say what state he was in, but he had went to. Well, I can't even say the name of the like little fair because it's pretty well known where he's from. But he went to like this little event and he had imbibed alcohol a little bit. And then he came home and he like pulled his gun out, was like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and clean it. And when he did, somehow in some way, he discharged it and it went through his front door and literally went into his neighbor's fence 3 inches above his head where he was down in like the garden picking weeds.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worrisome. It was on purpose.
Oh.
Hell yeah, dude.
If it was on purpose, my brother would have nailed him. I have to give that to him. He's a really good shot. Oof. I'm sorry. I saw something on Twitter and I was looking up Larry P. Higgins, Cat Food Larry. I went to Facebook and he was bragging about how he's got so many more followers on Facebook than he does on Twitter. And he's got more followers than me. Y'all want to know how many followers Larry P. Higgins has on Facebook? 255.
Oh, okay. Well, I said I didn't want to know, and you told me. So
what's this 5,000 friend shit that you keep saying?
Do what?
Yeah, what's this 5,000 friends thing that Larry keeps saying on fucking Facebook? He has 5,000 friends on Facebook. Larry says
he's got 255. I'm looking at it right now, and I only went to it because I wanted to read something he had posted there.
Well, but is that followers or friends?
That's the same thing on Twitter. It's friends.
No, I'm talking about on Facebook.
That's the same thing. Followers are Twitter. Friends are on Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. How many?
There's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. They're the same thing.
Yeah, but on Facebook, he says he has 5,000 friends. What is that about?
He doesn't. That's not true. That's a lie.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking because
he
keeps putting out there. Oh, I've got 5,000 friends on Facebook that I can contact if I'm having trouble.
If he's got like a Niobe page, maybe I would have to look that up if he's got a separate one. But yeah. Larry P. Higgins posted 4 hours ago. I'm gonna bring this to the King stream tomorrow, but I'll go ahead and give y'all a little teaser. It says, what is the future of Niobe? I don't know. Kickstarters aren't reaching. Well, he says reaching, but I'll insert the H for him. Reaching the numbers I need them to reach to really make a run of it. I want to finish Niobe Outbreak, the miniseries, and Savage Sin #3, and that's even if I can afford it. I'm not sure I can. This very well could be my last year in comics. I fucking told him, dude. I fucking told him when he came on the show months ago. Be nicer. Quit being a dick. There's a lot of people out here that would support you, bro.
Yeah, he's intentionally very like how do you put it? Like
he's intentionally out there trying to cause problems. He's just
and it seems like if you're really trying to fucking make your way and come up, that's probably the last thing you want to be doing. You know,
that's definitely the last thing you want to fucking do, man.
Yeah.
He's always intentionally trying to stir up conflict.
Oh, I'll be
sir.
right back. I'm gonna show you something else, y'all. Give me a second. I want to show y'all something else.
Yeah,
But that is true. That is true. From what I've seen, that's true. So
and I think I've figured out his sales pitch. It's just a piss poor one. I think he believes that there is a coalition of backers out there that would back him to spite Comicsgate.
actually, I can see that.
Look, while there's people out there I know for a fact that don't like CG, I don't think there's enough people out there to spite back. It's just not that big of a pool.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Eric July's deal now. It
Yeah.
just slowly keeps going down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, Eric July
it
would be
started
fine.
off great, and if he would have listened to, like real critique that could help,
Yeah,
like I can understand wanting to put product out, but make good product. I told
Yeah, I
Dennis
agree.
today, I'm just glad that I never did invest. Like I was going to, but
Yeah.
early on enough shit was revealed that I was like, fuck this. I'm not. I'm glad I
Yeah,
didn't spend
yeah,
any
I
money, not even $5.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I've never gave Eric July a fucking penny. Never will.
Yeah, and like the thing is though, right, is like our whole thing is we don't want to have a problem with people, but you give us no choice. Like
Yeah.
Right.
you think we
Yeah.
want to have a problem with you? No, that's taxing, but you clearly should be opposed.
My biggest concern.
Yeah, like what the shit I seen him do. Like there was enough. I saw enough people that actually were customers. Like what's his name that does the reviews? Y'all said you don't like his voice. He was
Mike
legitimately bad. He was, but everybody was really like, man, I want to see this dude make it.
Yeah,
But like when he fucking just, he just took a whole complete another turn. Anyway, I don't want to. That's a whole nother stream and all that kind of shit,
Well, what I was gonna say, and I catch a lot of shit for this, especially lately. But since Indie Comic Jones started running numbers for us, Eric July has made a fuck ton of money.
But he's put
ton.
it. But a lot of it's being ate up in overhead and shit.
A lot of it's being ate up in overhead. I don't disagree with that, but based off of my math and the transparency report that he put out, that dude still has made like $3 million bare minimum off of this company.
Is that transparency based? Didn't he only do that once, or does he still do that?
Yeah, and he's downsized since then. So
Well, like
that's the argument that I've gotten a lot of pushback with is people go,
no, I heard your argument one time on a stream because I've just recently been following you, but I saw you in a stream talking about that.
Yeah,
But you might have been talking about that stream self-destruct. That might have been it.
Maybe I brought that up because I've been seeing the numbers. But here's my problem, and I think we're both halfway right on the overhead thing. Is I don't know how good he is at managing money because for years he's been saying he hasn't even paid himself.
Yeah.
And that's out of his mouth. That's not somebody else saying that. That's him saying that.
He did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember that.
If he's not paying himself, there's going to be some problems down the line.
Oh yeah.
But see, here's the silver lining for him. I don't think he pays an hourly wage. I think he pays these guys under contract. I think he pays all of them under contract. That's why that young lady who had cancer didn't have health insurance, and they had to do that crowdfund thing to help her
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I think he's going to be around for several more years, bare minimum, bar none. At least 2 to 3 by my math.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. So here's my thing: is what do you mean by contract? Like, isn't there a contract involved?
No.
What do you mean?
You can either be a contractor or you can be an employee.
Okay,
Or
okay,
you
I
can
see
be
what
on
you mean.
salary.
Yeah,
And
they
then
are
people-
contractors, but they still just because you're a contractor, even contractors can get paid by the hour. I thought.
They get paid by the hour, but once the job's done, boom, they're gone.
Yeah,
Right.
that just came out. Like someone just was recently talking about that on another stream.
Yeah.
because they were talking about that in the beginning. He was bragging about all these people he's put to work,
Employed. Yeah.
but the truth comes out. Most of them don't really work for him, and then a lot of it is not full time. It's like,
Yeah, they're just
you know what I mean?
actual
Like there's not
contractors.
somebody
Yeah.
always at that damn warehouse doing shit.
Yeah, so basically that's the way I think he's running his business. And if he's doing that, then financially, you know, a lot of people who are in the detractor field are pissed by me saying it. I've caught a lot of hell for saying it. But if he's doing that, that's the smartest thing to do, because basically all he has to do is while they're there, he has to pay for workman's comp insurance, and then, you know, whatever taxes come out of the contracting fees. Well, he'd probably 1099 them.
Yeah, but it still don't make sense to have like.
2 warehouses.
Anyway, I know the fact that we're even talking about another man's business. Huh?
No, listen. Like,
I find it amazingly interesting.
No, I do too. I'm making a wise crack at my own fucking self.
It makes sense. It makes sense to think that though, because think about it, right? Like how much is
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
how much is warehouse rent? How much does he have to pay people? The fact that he's getting things printed at such and such an amount or whatever, right? He's got all these people he is paying, and he's branching out and doing different media formats. You know, like
I'm just. I agree with you that he's made some money, but most of that money has gone right back in. He's not fucking.
Yeah. But it's
if everything.
Listen. It's that he's able to make the money to even do all of that in the first place. Okay,
well, all right. So here's my math, and if you've heard me on a stream before, my math came out to he's made over $10 million so far, and even if he paid Chuck Dixon top fucking page rate, right? And he paid forget how many employees he said he had. He paid them $40K a year, right? This was based off everybody being hourly, right? The dude should still have $3 million. Somewhere between 1.8 and $3 million.
Yeah, and like it is a lot about like actually looking at like what the cost of all these things are instead of
that's based off his transparency report and expanding into animation and paying these other guys that have come on top actual fucking dollar.
He's expanding all the things that he's already like paying money into, investing in or whatever. Yeah, like he has to make so much, and then he's also.
Oh, I know it's high, Mike, but I was doing sort of devil's advocate on my numbers.
Well, he's not like most businesses aren't going to find
it. A lot.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, you're fine. It's your stream, man. You say what you want when you want. What are you doing?
Yeah. No. I just because it's my. I like to be. I like to try to find the right time to be able to enter there without completely interrupting someone's conversation, because we're between the three of us, I think we're doing pretty well. Nobody's like over talking or any fucking thing, you know. I see a lot of that shit on other people's streams, and then
that's a fine line to walk.
And then another thing I get annoyed about. You ever go to streams and there's like 6 people up there, and only 2 people out of 6 people are even talking the whole time. It's like.
Yeah, we normally try to not allow people that don't contribute to come onto the panel, unless we got somebody like Andrew who doesn't contribute a whole lot, but he produces the show for us, right? He runs all of our clips and stuff.
Well, that's different, but you get what I'm saying. You ever,
I agree.
You go to a stream and there's even more than 6 people. For instance, what is it? Geeks and Gamers and all them dumbasses. A lot of times you end up like over there. Like I don't watch that shit, but that's how it ends up a lot of times.
Fucking people on a panel and nobody contributing but the main 2. Yeah.
Anywhere from 6 to 8, 9, 10 motherfuckers, and only 2 or 3 are the ones that are actually engaging with the audience, talking back and forth, and making it interesting. Yeah. You shouldn't have that many unless on Ethan, like on Ethan's streams, on those draw streams. Now that's different, and not everybody has to talk, but there's a few people that keep it going, and everybody's drawing.
Yeah, but
but that's interesting.
Yeah, when you're doing something like that, you legit have a host. You don't have a panel, right? Because you got other people doing things. Yeah, that's sort of a different format. Yeah, no, dude, people not contributing on panels is fucking annoying. It's like, why are you even here? You're taking up space. You're not doing anything. Yeah.
You're get out of here.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see Rip Off versus what's the guy's name? The big Afro dude, like his little puppet was like, like I
Epic
just seen
Mike?
it the other day,
Yeah, Epic
making
Mike.
fun of yeah. He seems like a pretty cool guy, all right. But I got the joke because, like, anytime if I do see it scroll by and I see that he's on a panel, a lot of times he's just there. Like,
Oh yeah. Most of those guys are. Give me 1 second, fellas. I'll be right back.
No, if you're
No.
if you use the word epic to like if you use the word epic in your name, like I don't like you. I don't like you. I hate you actually.
Yeah, like
You use epic.
you shouldn't give your own title as epic. If someone else calls you epic, it's different, right?
But then you walk around everywhere calling yourself epic the whole time. You're a fucking nerd loser bitch. Epic Mike is a fucking shit name. That's goddamn stupid. Epic Mike. What are you, 16? Grow the fuck up. You're a big guy. You're probably fun to hang out with, but you're fucking annoying because your name sucks. I have to call you a dumb fucking name all the time. I have to think of dumb. Epic Mike is here. Guys, hey, Epic Mike is here, guys. Isn't it awesome? He's such a cool person. He's called Epic Mike.
Yeah.
Fuck off. It's fucking
Wait,
retarded.
what's wrong with Epic Mike, man? What do you not
That's
like
a
about
shit
it?
name. That's a shit name. I don't want
He's
you walking around
epic and
calling
his name
yourself
is
Epic
Mike, dude.
Yeah, fuck you. That's a dumb fucking name. Hey guys, Epic Mike is here. Guys, check it out.
I think it's
Let's
a
hang out.
fantastic name.
He's been here the whole time, didn't you know?
Epic Mike brought root beer this time. Epic Mike brought fucking root beer.
He's so
this
epic.
time,
He's
guys.
making my stream go well, like blow up.
Bro,
The sad part about
Mario.
Epic Mike is the Epic Verse. Those
Yeah,
guys
that's
started the
fucking
Epic
gay.
Verse, and they've only
That's
produced.
fucking
I remember,
That's fucking
dude. I
gay.
remember when they start. I remember when they first talked about that shit years
They're
back.
fucking gay.
It never manifested into anything.
No, they
They're
haven't done shit
gay.
with it. Yeah.
They're fucking
Okay,
gay.
well, let's not talk about them no more then.
No. You will
Yeah, see,
not
that's one
erase
of those
us.
things where I'm like, nah, let's talk about it.
Now you can talk about whatever you want.
I think,
but y'all
we
get
gotta
my
talk
point.
about
You
more.
will not erase us. We are gay and we are proud.
Yeah, everyone's
Right.
gay except me. Like
John
you pick.
Malin's gay.
Hey,
too.
talking like that. So us talking like, well, my channel, but I don't know the whole. Like I don't know necessarily. Like, of course, I'm gonna try. You know what I mean? I was saying, talking like that and stuff is not really. That doesn't get. That's not considered wrong by YouTube, I guess, because I hear that go on in a lot of other streams.
So usually the way it works is it might make your stream if you're monetized yellow, which would be limited monetization.
Piss ass
But also the way it works with live streams is as long as you don't do it before 5 minutes into the stream, you're usually fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
which is
remember
why a
hearing
lot of
something like
people
that.
have a lot of people have long intros, at least 5-minute intros. So your
Yeah.
stream is already started. You're past that buffer point, and you could come in screaming, F slurs or whatever you want.
Yeah,
the
like,
only time.
Well, most of my streams don't like. I don't believe we started out like it didn't really get really rolling until like a few minutes in. Anyway, like when Signal first showed up, you can ask him. He couldn't hardly hear me. I couldn't hear him, and then I thought I was going to have to go back and reschedule and then come back in. I just exited the studio, came right back in, and everything was working. So,
Yeah,
that's weird.
Troubleshot. Got a troubleshot, man. Got to do it.
But that's why a lot of people have those long intros, though. So that way you can just come in. You don't have to worry about any of the the hibbity jibbity of like, oh man, I said wrong speak. So
right.
But
My dog's out there just running around like crazy, playing with each other.
Springtime in Alabama, man. It's great.
Yeah, no, I don't know if y'all can see that. Do I need to make that bigger? Can you see
No,
it?
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy that wrote this, I went to high school with. He's out in California now and everything, been out there for years. But Craig Sawyer, like he's not. I mean, he knows about. He's but this is called Forbidden Museum. There's 2 issues. Of course, it's crowdfunded and shit. It's just floppy. It wasn't like. I'm just sharing something we like. Matter of fact, he's the first person I ever told a little bit about my concept. Like when I brought up like the idea of a story I have, Hero and Dog, he was the first person I ever told. I was like, man, what if there was a comic book just called Hero and Dog, and it's the character's just named Hero and his dog is named Dog. Now, and then I had like and this was like 20 something years ago, and had already moved out to California. He was like, pursuing acting at the time. Matter of fact, I didn't know this till last year. An old friend of mine that I had recently connected back with last year told me that Craig actually ended up as an extra on in that movie Benjamin Buttons. Isn't that the one where the dude ages in reverse?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm just sharing some, I hope it's cool to share a little bit. Like, I don't know how long we're here. I'm just having a good time being able to have a few people on, and we have a stream going. There's a couple people watching. We've had some fun people, like even we had a little bit going on in the chat, and I thought, well, man, while we're talking, I can share a little bit of things about some stuff I do have and people I know.
Yeah.
But now I can't remember who did the art on this one. I think in the second issue he changed artists. But my point being, so I grew up with him, went to high school with him. Like he remembers when I played music and shit. But he was in Benjamin Buttons, and like my friend Mike Hernandez was like, he didn't have a role. He was an extra. Mike had to tell me the scene. There's a scene evidently, because I only watched the movie once, but it's like a scene where you see like a ship in the background, and there's somebody crawling up the side of the ship on, them things that are like the big rope net type things on the side of ships.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but there's like a person in the background of a scene in that movie, and that happened to be Craig. And it was just cool. Like when I find out about someone that I actually knew in my life, or actually is from where I'm from, not even just people where I'm from, but just I got to know them at some point before they did go on to actually do some shit. And maybe they're not like rich and famous, but they're doing it, like he's got a novel out called Clayboy that is actually being developed into a movie by Blumhouse. And, Blumhouse is kind of hit or miss, but that's still it's cool to know that my friend from way back in the day is doing something,
Yeah, he's in the industry. He's actually, sort of putting his money where his mouth is, and actually, with it. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
And he puts out, like, he works with people on putting out different role playing games and shit,
Yeah.
So, like, he's the kind of person he knows all. He probably, like he's not in the CG scene, but he knows about CG, obviously, and he's a big comic book. But he's one of them people. He's doing his own thing. He just does what he does, and it's not like, I imagine he sees some of the drama go on, but he don't participate because he's got. And but this comic that I was showing you, Forbidden Museums, is pretty cool. The character inherits an old museum, and then he stumbles across this whole like underneath part that they don't know, or it's hidden, it's secret. And turned out his granddad had been like a monster hunter kind of person, so he's got all these different relics or either certain creatures that are contained down here. It's more like a prison, but it's like all these relics and things that if they were to be. He's went down and found them, and they're supposed to be there and be protected so they don't get back out in the world and bring these creatures back and shit. So it's a pretty fun read, Like in the second one, you end up getting introduced to like it's got characters that are based on your major generic monster creatures, like the Mummy and
like
werewolves,
the Universal monsters. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but he calls them something different. Like in the second issue, you deal with the thing that's like the Creature from the Black Lagoon, but it's called Gilgod, and it's got this whole other kind of history. And anyway, that's just so like like I don't like I said, my channel's like not as much as far as video wise. It's not like I built my channel up on CG content or comic book content in general. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about shit I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. And if you're genuine about it, right, and you're out there putting your stuff out like that, then usually the stuff will grow, man. Consistency and actually being a genuine creator on this platform, I see a lot of people really blowing up from that. The other thing you see is people just riding the wave. Right, you see them just hit the algorithm or the grift, and then they just take off. And I'm like, we'll see how long that lasts. What are you smirking about, Strange? Don't give me that fucking look.
Am
I wrong?
No, I've just been stoned the whole time. So
I just always assume from default you're stoned.
Well, I'm trying to think, y'all just kind of let me know where you're at on the, like, if you need to go or anything. I'm been pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I'm good right now.
I actually
go ahead.
Wasn't it you and I signal about when we first started? I was talking about how I don't ever really know how long I'm going to go when I start, and then you mentioned it. But I said, but here lately, and then he kind of answered my sentence like, here lately, it's like it's just been kind of going.
Yeah.
Like I start, I don't know exactly. I'm thinking, well, I'll stream for an hour, and then before I know it, you've had several people come in the chat, or like maybe I do have somebody on with me like this. Mm-hmm. But even solo, I've gotten to where like I'm getting comfortable where when I get over 2 hours or whatever, I'm still cool. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It's starting to become the nervousness of like, believe it or not, even though I played music and all that, and I put videos out and all that, and I'm pretty vocal, I'm very open book. Mm-hmm. I still get a little nervous when I first go live.
I used to for a long time. That's why I started. Like anytime somebody would go live and send me a link, I would just click on it and jump on. Because I would get a little nervous too. It's the weirdest thing ever. But now it's just another thing that I do. So, but I know exactly that feeling that you're talking about.
I kind of, when I was on Johnny's stream the other afternoon and he was testing Restream out, mm-hmm. Also, I was saying I equate it to like when I was playing music in a band, like when I would be in the room with the guys, like we always just wrote original music. So we didn't do covers and shit. So it was like, somebody comes to the table with a riff, or they just start playing and I start playing the drums, or I just start playing a beat and then they just start playing a riff, and we just keep doing that. And then before we know it, we're like, that could turn into something. And then the next week we get together and, like coming into your own, like a lot of times just learning like how to navigate the whole, especially like I'm just kind of getting the feel of just knowing that I'm live.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. I like it because you get to, like, people get to see like in real time kind of more like you know what I mean? Like you can tell if someone's like in a live situation on a live stream, you can sometimes tell who's putting on an act and who ain't.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If you pay attention.
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Yeah. That's one of the things that sort of made me stop watching people like Tony and all that I joke on all the time. Was like the disingenuous putting on a character, right? And I'm thinking, if you're just halfway interesting, you don't have to do that. You can just literally be yourself. I'm lucky enough to have had a lot of crazy things and a lot of funny things happen in my life that allow me to tell a few funny stories. And so I don't put on a character when I'm on here. like Strange. I'm pretty sure Strange is himself 24/7. I've never once seen him not act like he does. But how many of those are you gonna eat, man? What do you want on?
What are you eating?
Well, he was having edibles, and now he's eating Pringles.
Oh, he's the one that had the dude. I totally earlier when you held that Pringle can up, I thought, how did I fucking think that was
Nah,
Cynic?
dude,
Cynic's not even got his camera on like it. I'm a
nah, dude,
dumbass.
you'll probably never catch my camera on a live stream just to fuck with people. I'll turn it on after the stream though, all day long. It don't bother me none.
Well, I mean, no, it doesn't matter to me. Everybody's different. It's like
Well, I started
yeah.
not doing it because of my actual job, right? If I say certain slurs like faggot, or if I drop the N-word in a joking way or anything like that, I could get in trouble. And then it turned into people, of course, started.
Oh yeah, like if someone happened to know that was you,
Yeah.
and they for whatever reason,
Yeah, they could report it to the real estate commission, and then I would get in trouble. So I just on live streams I didn't show my face, and then people started going, "Oh well, I bet you don't show your face because you're horribly disfigured or you're some big dumb fat fuck." And I was like, "Well, all right, now I just won't show my face just to fuck with y'all." And then what I started doing was sending pictures of myself to people that come into chats. So then they could be like, "Oh, I've seen Cynic. Like, he is a handsome guy, or he is this, or he is that," just to fuck with other people. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's one of my favorite trolls I've ever done.
Excuse me, guys.
He's dying. Everybody, call the ambulance.
See, what's today? Wednesday? Is there
Today's
who
Thursday.
is there a specific stream that I can like? I don't remember. I don't keep up with everybody's.
So normally
I'll-
the way it goes, especially with the people I stream with, right? Me and Ruby stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and occasional Saturdays. Then Wizard, the guy I streamed with last night, is on Wednesdays, and then Dave from BTM Reviews pretty much streams almost every day, but like Monday and Tuesday sometimes.
Yeah, BTM is pretty like.
Yeah.
Like I was in his chat the other day when you were on there, but whatnot.
Yeah, thank you, Cabo, there the other day. That's who I really.
I hadn't been in his streams in a while. Like I'll sometimes stop on there and watch. But last year I was in his chats a lot.
Yeah, I've been streaming
Signal
with Dave for like 8 months now. What are you doing, Strange?
Oh, okay. Well, see, I happened to catch one the other day, and you were in it, and I actually said something in the chat. I do.
Yeah.
I actually might have been over on Jim's channel though, because I think Jim was on there, but he had it going on his channel also.
Yeah, he always restreams. Yeah, so Dave, let's see, how did that happen? I was in the chat one day making jokes about the Rippaverse, and he was like, "Do you want to come on the channel?" I was like, "Yeah, maybe one day, whatever." But me and Katie started an anime show, and before the first one, Katie invited me on her stream, and I officially met Dave, and then I went on his show for Theory Thursday, and he's just.
Are you talking about that show y'all do about bestiality and stuff?
No, that's not. First of all, that show's not supposed to be about bestiality. It just is. Those topics just keep getting brought up lately.
I didn't mean to throw y'all.
No, you're fine.
Signal, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Exactly what you're talking about.
Signal does. You know what I'm talking about, Signal? Anyway, that's a reference to Matt Barr trying to make jabs at you guys for.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. But yeah. That show's not supposed to be like that, but Matt Barr and all them, they fucking hate it.
I totally fucked you up on that one.
Yeah,
didn't I?
because the first stream we ever did for the anime stream, Lord Raptor Jesus and Risey and a couple other guys that are like, I consider them war campaign adjacent. They just had a meltdown that we were talking about anime, and I was like, dude, this is the funniest fucking thing ever. It's just. It was two black dudes, a goth kid, me, and then a housewife just talking about anime. And these dudes had a fucking meltdown for like an hour.
I know. Like that's why I brought it up.
It was the funniest fucking thing. I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I was watching Lord Raptor
I mean-
Jesus' stream on my front porch, just dying laughing. He's like, "How ridiculous are y'all to be so mad about people just?" And we didn't bring nothing up about like Comicsgate or anything like that. It was just anime, and these dudes were having a meltdown. It was funny as shit. But
Well, I think the funny part is the things that they think are got you moments are like just fucking stupid.
yeah, I agree with you. These guys are a lot of these guys, Gray, I don't know if you've noticed it, but a lot of these guys around here, especially ones that I don't agree with, like the Matt Bars and other people, they come into a room thinking that they're the smartest guy in the room.
Kind of like you do.
No, dude, I completely think I'm retarded. I utterly and 100% think I'm retarded, and I try to lead from that premise constantly, because I'm lucky that I don't have to wear Velcro shoes. So
Divinity Comics says you're in witness protection.
yeah, from him, because he's all the sexual harassment he sends my way every day. Hey, Strange, you all right over there, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many-
I'm just cleaning myself, man.
You're just cleaning yourself? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Is that how you?
I didn't eat any edibles. I smoked earlier.
How much?
Like
A whole spliff? Half a spliff?
I'm cleaning up a lot of chips because I was chewing a lot of chips.
Yeah, I
at the
saw
same
that.
time.
Yeah. You were.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good. It's a good time.
So, I've about smoked a whole one while we've been here.
Yeah, I don't dabble in the marijuana. It gives me anxiety, which is weird.
It does do that for some people.
It used to not. It did. So when I was younger and I used to smoke pot, it never bothered me. And then they started coming out with like this. Y'all remember when Ludacris started singing about blueberry, that blueberry weed or whatever, and everything?
No.
All right. Well, that was when I was probably in my late teens.
I mean, I know who Ludacris is, but like I probably, if I might have heard it,
guarantee
but you know what I
it was
mean?
a huge song. But that's when people started.
That's what I'm saying. I'm probably heard it.
Yeah, this dude. That's when everybody started trying to get like this real high grade weed from California. And a buddy of mine who's a stupid rich kid. You're from Alabama. I don't know if you remember or not, because I don't even know if they're
Well, I'm
around
not-
anymore.
I'm not from here, but I'm from Tennessee, but I've lived here for like 5
Have you ever
years.
heard of Covenant Bank?
I don't know.
Well, Covenant Bank. It may just be around the Birmingham area where I'm originally from. And it a buddy.
Sorry, have y'all read this comment? Signal. Somebody says you can tell dude's never been in jail because of the way he throats that Pringles can and licks his fingers.
He knows what he's doing.
Stop picking on my friend. I'm gonna time you out, motherfucker. I'll take up for him.
Nah, don't take up for Train.
You look. Hold on, keep it just like that. I'm gonna put you full screen. Let's make you full screen there. Can we do that?
Should be able to. There
Well,
he goes. Oh God,
there we go.
it's monster.
Let's see if he Divinity. He's looking up at you. I believe this is one of my fun. Well, I really appreciate you guys being on here. I'm gonna bring us back to the three of us
Yeah.
for a second.
Oh, you're welcome, man. I saw y'all were streaming. I was like, well, we canceled ours. I'll go over there and give Gray a little bit of the what I like to call the cynic bump. You know, let's see.
Well, yeah, if you weren't here, Divinity, I don't know how. Well, no, I posted it on. I mean, we don't follow each other, but
Oh yeah, I always any
So
stream
apparently
I, go
they-
on, I always repost it.
okay, well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but I just want people to know, like whoever showed up today, and it seems that we've had mostly people. There was a couple people that are regulars for me, and then they haven't been back. They didn't. They just kind of stopped by, and I don't think they've been here. But like, I should have probably said it earlier because there was been a few people that have been watching and maybe not saying something. Then there's a couple of people that were saying something, but I guess they'll figure it out. It'll be self-explanatory. I kind of want people. I'm going to start trying to do that, especially if I'm having some people on that are, and we get to, and it's people from the comic book community, and if we start talking about comic books. Like if we get people coming to chat that have really never been to the channel, I want them to understand that that's,
the bread and butter.
That this is not like my channel is not just about any one particular fucking thing.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But then I already answered the question. It's self-explanatory. If someone was to subscribe or check out the videos, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
He reads like a fucking devotional to people, and he reads inspirational books from other things, and he freaking whatever. You clearing that throat? I heard a throat go. I heard a throat go.
That shit was crazy.
I said today, like I actually, when I made that thing with the young Clipper on it, saying that he started the Great War of Ejaculation. I made sure that I actually tagged, the Rippaverse.
Yeah,
I figure at some point, somebody will look at some of my couple of posts that I'm having fun with, and they'll block me. Is what I'm suspecting.
Eventually they will. They're a hard one to get you to get blocked by, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, that's
that gives me a challenge.
That's a challenge. I don't think I'm even blocked by them, and I'm blocked by NDA Andrew. I'm blocked by of course Eric July, and then
what do you need to say, Signal?
Yeah, Signal.
No, just eating chips dries the throat out, and it's sour cream and onion. So I eat a lot of chips because.
Well, excuse me. I thought you were just like being funny.
No, I'm being serious. I'm dying, faggot.
Anyway, what were we talking about there for a second?
Getting blocked by Rippaverse.
Talk about niggers like Mike Wheeler.
Mike Wheeler Wheeler even blocked me one time because he was a big old pussy. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna block Cynic." Ha, nerd.
Mike Wheeler is a cancel pig nigger. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there you go.
So that won't matter really.
I eat before I say anything about him.
I'll tell you this, Gray, talking about
actually, I guess if I was worried about it, I personally don't care.
Yeah, I've only ever been on one stream.
I know that everything's in jest here.
I don't have to hurry up and tell you guys my thoughts. Don't worry about it. You'll hear things eventually. That's all I'll say.
I've only been on one stream.
I appreciate you.
That was taken down for talking about a subject, and that was talking about people who wear very tiny hats and run our banking system in Hollywood.
Okay.
Literally in the middle of the stream, it just went. They just and we weren't being egregious. We weren't saying nothing like majorly negative or anything.
Right,
like
you
that.
weren't. It wasn't raunchy. I guess
not at all. And dude, the stream just fucking yoink. They just zipped it, and as soon as we quit talking about it, they brought it back. It was fucking amazing.
Well, I wouldn't mind starting something on another. Like at some point, the fact that I'm doing everything on the phone, I wouldn't mind having a Rumble so that we could go over. Now, of course, it takes a long time to build up over there too. I had a Rumble.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind having one to try to build up to it, and that be where we can go and. Like I could have streams where we just talk about whatever the hell we want. There's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that's what we do.
Wait, help me not say that anymore. I don't say it all the time, but sometimes, when I'm I find myself sometimes because I don't get to talk to a lot of people all the time.
Yeah, you catch yourself going, you know what I mean.
Yeah, when I can't, I've noticed I've said that over and over a number of times.
Yeah, it's one of your verbal tics.
I don't like, man. I'm trying to make myself be conscious of
I
it.
do the same thing whenever I'm
I'm gonna jab this pencil in my eyeball.
yeah, to remind yourself not to do it. I do the same thing whenever I go on like a real long monologue, and then at the end of it, nobody says anything, and I go, "Does that make sense?" Like I catch myself doing that.
Hey,
Yeah,
right.
so
What's that?
everybody has those verbal tics.
I like to say the thing is though.
Yeah, you do say the thing is a whole lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I should.
Stranger
I
be like, the
should.
thing is, these guys in Ripiverse are all fucking weirdos. and
I will
I want
say
to have
that-
sexual conquest with them.
I will say the thing is though that fucking
That's it. You,
Quentin
I will say the
Tarantino.
thing is, though.
Quentin Tarantino does the same thing according to Samuel L. Jackson. He says when he says here's the thing, that means something. Pay attention.
Yeah.
So like ever since then, it's like yeah, I say that a lot to myself. I guess am I important? Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're important in
I'm Bob
some
Dylan.
ways strange.
I'm Bob Dylan.
There's something I've got a weird feeling
I'm Bob
about you
Dylan.
that there's something you're not Bob Dylan.
I'm
Bob Dylan, dude, you're not fucking no. You're Bob Hope, if anything. I think
Oh,
Bob Dylan is cringe.
I'm standing up for a second.
Can I be Barbara Walters?
You could be Barbara Walters.
No, Barbara.
I
Barbara
did say
Walters.
Barbara.
You said Barbara.
No, I didn't. Quit putting things in my mouth, Strange.
That's how I like it, though. Maybe.
But yeah, you can be whoever you want. You made me fucking lose my train of thought. Jesus Christ.
Well,
No, I know.
What do y'all think?
Go ahead, Gray.
do y'all think that I was wanting to just? I mentioned this earlier. I just was getting your insight on.
Mhm.
Do y'all think we should just keep rolling, like until I just, until if y'all are still here and I'm not needing to get off of here? What I'm getting at is,
I mean,
I don't know why I'm asking y'all. You keep telling me it's my
yeah,
stream.
dude, you're straight. You make the rules, man. So like, I'm here until probably, or I can be on here until probably like 8:30, 8:45, because then I'm going to Dave's channel.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just looking at. I'm realizing we've been going for like 2 hours, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'll cut shit when it's me by myself after 2.5 hours talking to people and stuff through the chat. Sometimes I just, at some point, sometimes depending on what time of day I started, especially if it's early in the day and I get going.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to remind myself, hey, wait a minute, there is still a couple things you should do. Like, but right now I'm just enjoying being able to
You said
talk to people.
You said you're originally from Tennessee, so were you near like Rising Fawn or what part?
I'm from middle. What do you mean?
Well, like
I'm from
what part of Tennessee?
I'm from over in Middle Tennessee,
Okay,
like
okay,
Franklin County, right next to where Bonnaroo
yeah,
is.
okay, yeah.
Like you got Franklin County and then Coffee County, and they have Bonnaroo over in Coffee County in Manchester here.
Yeah.
Mont Eagle Mountain was like Swanee. I wasn't from Mont Eagle Mountain, but we spent a lot of time up there where the university is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Because it was in front. Yeah, there's a big, huge old fucking cross on the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
If you come up the side of the mountain, like on the back side, not on the interstate, it's like, well, even on the interstate, I think, but when you're coming up, like it's so huge, you can see it from miles away.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's there for like, that cross is like in memory of every soldier that's been in every war.
Yeah, I know
like
what you're talking about.
all the veterans of all the wars.
Yeah, you living
And like every new war, they add a plaque for it.
yeah, you don't live now. You don't live far from honestly one of the
But I live near Fort Payne now in Alabama.
yeah, that's what you were telling me. I think yesterday or a couple days ago. I've got friends that live in Rising Fawn and right outside of Fort Payne. One of the best musicians, well, singers. Well, no, she's a musician. I think she can play almost every instrument. I've ever met my whole life is from up around there. And I spent a lot of time up there back when I was a teenager in my early 20s and stuff. But
That's cool. I guess the reason I was bringing up, you can tell how my thinking is. Like, have you noticed that? Like, I'm pretty focused, but like as we talk, depending like you know, like, but to me that makes for good. Like people watching it, it makes for good. It makes it a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
We're not just staying on the same thing consistently for too
You're
long.
always
Like
looking
we
for
talk,
another avenue to spin the conversation into. Yeah, I mean that's
yeah, like
very good.
especially like you know, like if we plan a stream on my channel, the reason I'm doing this is because I realized a few weeks ago I'd been on a few other people's streams.
Yeah.
Well, just mainly Johnny's or whatever, but I'm seeing where other people are sometimes opening up the door for me to be able to go in. And I thought, you know, like when self-destructed, I was like, well, at some point I got to start like, I know I don't have to, but I want to be able to like offer that to other people too, though.
Yeah,
like
you want to
everyone, like,
I get what you're saying. Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, like, you know, like so far I haven't really had any live stream that I specifically have scheduled like days in advance because I really had a plan for it.
Yeah.
I have something I have something that I've talked about to self-destruct about that I want to do. It'll be kind of like a watch a video type stream, like y'all did watching that comedian.
Yeah.
He's got a video saved for me. And since I'm on the mobile, if I have a guest on, like say you, for instance, or even Signal or something,
Yeah,
that's
what's
got a
up?
computer.
You can have them
Huh?
actually produce the stream so you can EFAP it the proper way. Yeah.
Well, we'd both be on there, but they can pull it.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
yeah,
there's
I
a
know what
way
you're
for
saying.
even like you can pull the video
Yeah.
up and I can make it big and then move us to the side and we both, we both. So, but he saved a video for me this past week and I said at some point, we're trying to, like, we ain't talked about it yet really, but I want to, it's a video about like, some of the things they've had in the works for years, like as far as controlling society and humanity, all these plans. Like it's official documents on the video this lady's showing from 20 something years ago. It's pretty interesting stuff. And I was like, man, that'd be a cool, like have somebody on as a guest, but they have a computer. They can pull this video up. We can sit and dissect it, talk about what the lady's talking about.
Oh yeah.
That would be something I could schedule. Like we pick a day, maybe schedule a week in advance. Give it enough time where when we go live, a few people are here.
Yeah, so people,
you know what I mean?
People actually know what's going on. That's that's a really good way to grow your channel too, and start doing stuff.
Well, like I want to end up doing that type of stuff. Not it don't have to be all the time, but I want to learn how to do it. So, and y'all being on here right now, like I want to end up doing. I have a lot of people that I want to eventually have come, like my friend Craig Sawyer that I'm talking about that has a book. His first short novel or whatever, and it's been bought up. The rights have been bought. He's already agreed over a year and a half or two ago. Or he's like, man, if you did a podcast or whatever, man, yeah, dude, I'll come on. You know what I mean? Like, there's a like, and there I go saying that.
You're fine, man.
But I want to get good at being able to do this, and then eventually reach out to different people that I know that are pretty. They already got something going on.
I'll tell you, man, because I've been doing this. Let's see, my first live stream ever was like in July. I'd been like wanting to do it for a long time, and then I got invited onto a stream after being in chat. And the only way to get good is there's one of two ways. One, you've got natural charisma, and I think you do have that. And two is to just do it and do it and do it and do it over and over and over again. So you get those jitters sort of out of the way, and you also find your own rhythm and pattern to a live stream and how you like to present things, how you like to run them, whatever it is. And so like I swing between 4 different shows, right? So I co-host with Ruby. I co-host with.
Oh, you're a swinger.
Yeah. I've always been a natural swinger, right? So, but no, I co-host a stream with Katie. I co-host.
Did y'all see where Wheeler said he cancels everybody?
Yeah, he does, man. I've seen it. Now his only target from what I've ever seen, unless somebody gets in the way, has been EVS. And like I've told Mike Wheeler many a times, I wish you and EVS would just fuck and get it over with. I think you two sweaty fat fucks should just have sex and be done with it.
Man, I totally just I keep shifting everything from one.
You're all right.
It's
See,
like
watch
it goes
this. I
from
can
one
go right
extreme
back
to the
it.
next.
So with me being able
It's like-
to with me having to co-host, not just like be a panelist on 2 different shows,
Yeah.
and then Dave streams so much and he sends me the link every night. It's allowed me to sort of find my rhythm and voice in doing it. And for the longest time, up until about probably January or February, just the past couple months, every time before I'd hit enter studio or go live, whatever, like I would have like just like I would just be nervous. I have stage fright. And but since I started getting people like DMs from people going, man, like I had a guy DM me after I interviewed EVS, and he DM'd me and said, "How did you manage to do that?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Jesus Christ, Strange.
I'm sorry, dude. I can't.
You like you're about to build me a Viking boat to go raid England.
I put him full screen. It just changed my whole
Change
damn
your whole
life.
perspective on everything.
When I'm listening to you talk, and I was like,
Floki, can you
let's
build me?
let's give him the spotlight while we talk.
Floki, can you build me a
Let's
boat?
let him be our.
Go to
he-
Frankia, please.
He's my avatar.
But what I was gonna say was,
Signal, you can be my avatar.
yeah. So like, I had massive stage fright, and then like people asked me after I done the EVS interview with Ruby on CG Church, they were like, "How did you manage to do that?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they said, "Well, you just talked to EVS like he was a normal dude." And I told him, I said, talking to people is not my problem. I deal with people that make more money than me constantly. I do commercial real estate, I do regular real estate, and I do a couple other
Well-
things. So like people with more money have never been a problem to me. And they were like, "Well, no, I'm not talking about the money thing. I'm talking about his celebrity."
They're talking about how big he is.
Yeah, his
fame-wise.
celebrity. I said, "Oh, well, I
Yeah.
don't see celebrity. Like I just don't.
I've never been that
Yeah,
way.
I just
either.
don't see
Like,
celebrity at all."
not to interrupt,
fine.
but it brings up back in the day when I skateboarded. And well, I mean, I'm still hardcore into skateboarding. I just physically can't
Yeah.
get on a board and
Do it.
do it like I would love to do. But anymore, I've got a lot of stuff. But I remember back in the day, and I at the skate park and shit that I worked at. Anytime pros would show up and stuff, and you like even if it wasn't even if it wasn't a demo, sometimes there would be just randomly somehow like a sponsored skater would just like randomly come through, and it wouldn't be an announce. But once everybody found out, whoa, they ride for so and so, just because they were sponsored, they were up their ass. I've met like the same with musicians and shit. Like I've met a lot of people that were pretty well known or like established. You know what I mean? I've always just approached, like, if for the most part, there's been very few people that like I met and they treated me in any weird way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean.
because when I had the opportunity to meet them, I was just like on a level. Like I remember one time telling this pro skater, like he had everybody following him around, and when we had a time to ourselves, I was like making a joke like, "So you think you're fucking cool because you're a pro skater, huh?"
Yeah.
And he just laughed his ass off. It was like, because I was able to like set like aside his popularity and just accept, hey, he's just another person, you know?
It's just, I mean, it's just these people's jobs, man. And if they get celebrity off of it, they just get celebrity off of it. I just don't give a shit, right? Like, if as long as you treat me
Right.
with some monicum of respect and all this. I actually had a debate with one of our panelists the other day about this stuff. He was talking about people who are like scientists or educated in some specific field. He said that you should respect them more because of that. And I said, no, you can go fuck yourself. I was like, you can all just go fuck yourself. Like, I respect people that care for me way more than I care for somebody who went to college and got a degree in something. I just don't give a shit.
That's pretty good.
Hey,
That's not too bad.
what is that?
I got Mike Wheeler.
Is that Divinity
Yeah,
Comics?
that's his
the
avatar.
logo isn't coming out too bad. This full screen strip thing with my camera here. Hey,
Yeah, it like I made it full screen. I just while we were talking, I went full screen again just to see what you were showing. Like,
bro, Divinity, get a screenshot, buddy. Get a pic. It's your new logo. Just real up close like that. Fucking loser.
Jesus Christ.
what is that? Something you made?
That's really cool. That's really cool. This nice logo. It's a cool logo.
I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're fine,
CD.
man. Don't you worry about it.
Look at the quality. It's so good. Hell yeah, dude. It doesn't like an AI art thing at all, right? Yeah. So let's look at that. Isn't that cute?
Strange, you started doing this after I said that him and EVS should fuck. Are you maybe hinting? Are you hinting at something like a dash of jealousy about climbing in the booty of Mike Wheeler?
What, being involved with two fat dudes and a fucking chick or something? I don't think so.
No, just you, him, and EVS in a
Well, because my
in a
issues
bed of
also,
pudding.
I also
You know what's
have issues with Mindy Wheeler, so that's what I'm saying. Two fat guys and some woman.
Why do you?
She's fucking up too, I think. So
No, Mindy Wheeler normally.
anyway?
she seems psychotic.
That's just
Y'all,
called female.
Okay, I think that's fair.
I just had a random thought while y'all were talking. I was like, it just hit me. I was like, I'm amazed that I haven't seen any of my regular people that normally would have showed up if they saw me. Like there was a couple early on that came in and said hi, and they haven't. I was like, some of the people that, like, they've been watched, but I was like, man, some random, like somebody that is not used to me having people on. If they were to just come in right now, certain people would be like, what the fuck is going on?
They're scared of you because you're gay. They're homophobic, okay?
Right. They'd be like, what is going on?
They're
Like,
scared of you because you're gay.
anyway.
You're gay, dude.
actually, truthfully, if it was anybody that was a regular that I actually interact with regularly, they would have already chimed in, like, especially if they had questions. You know what I mean? So, what? Shut up, Gray Cloud. Don't say that anymore.
Yeah, knock it off. I'm getting mad.
I could be, and I'm not schizophrenic or anything.
I think
Keep it up.
Strange is.
Keep it up, or we're not going to go bowling anymore or go fucking bingo playing.
Did I show? Cynic, did you see the picture that I had shown earlier, or the video I shared of me trying to draw that monkey or that chimpanzee?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Okay. Yeah. So you get what I'm saying? Like there I go again. Shut up, Gray Cloud. But
Yeah.
I was just thinking, my mind's just been all over the place. But like earlier when I was saying, I've had a lot of fun in the past several weeks ever since I did a pumpkin drawing and posted
oh, yeah,
it.
that's right. You were the one that did the
And then
drawing.
within a few days, I tried my best at sketching out John Malin, and then I've really had some fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I like to let people know I'm not, and never have claimed to be like some fancy visual artist, but I do have a knack at, if I really put my effort into something, I can improve at it.
Yeah.
So I was like, and it's making life a little more fun, or
Yeah, I think your little gorilla drawing that you did today was actually pretty decent. Of course, you can tell that you're not a professional at it, but I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was
like,
pretty
well,
good.
Yeah, I liked it. It was charming.
well, it was what I'm proving to myself is like that was all just done within like 30 minutes of me just listening to some music on my headphones, and I'm like, oh, I'm on volume 3 of Gorillas. Let me try to draw this cover.
Yeah.
Or like I wasn't attempting to recreate it to be exact, but it gives me something to like work with. And so, it's fun. And I was telling somebody yesterday, because I've had 2 different people DM me because they see me doing these and sharing them with, and they're in the comic book community and they're like sending me links to learn how to draw better. And I appreciate it. But within 24 hours, I had 2 different people thinking that I'm wanting to put a project out and I want to be the artist. And yeah, I would love to do a project based on my concept that I have for Hero and Dog. But I had to explain to them, I'm more like a writer and I would be someone that creates the story. And no, I'm not trying to get so good at drawing. Like, I'm 51 years old, dude. There's no way that I'm going to get good enough that I can draw a fucking comic.
Yeah. Times slipping, right?
I mean, maybe I'm not giving myself enough credit. I think I could get good enough to be like other people be like, man, you're pretty good. But to actually want to tell a story in comic book form, and there is no way that I'm going to even attempt to try to do that part of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I get what you mean, man.
So, and I figure if it ever gets done, it gets done. If it don't, it don't. But I'm just going to try to do what I can. I've got a lot of history built on the whole story, like as far as it'll go all over the place. But I want to create a world where once you've been introduced to it, it's out of my hands at some point. I'm solely the originator. Like I create it, maybe put a couple of things out that I actually put some writing into. The rest of the time, it just takes off like a whole, like anybody else that wants to freely come into the universe. And like, that's what my hope is.
So you're saying that you're putting out a book soon?
Yeah. It'll be out in about 5 years.
Oh, cool.
But we'll start a campaign today.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
That could be cool. give you the motivation to do your job.
But that wouldn't. The reason I bring these things up is because y'all are part of the comic book community too. So like, I've never envisioned it as something that I solely wanted to just do by myself. Even 20-something years ago when I had this concept, because the gist of the story is basically Hero is born at a time in the world, like his mom gets visited by an ancestral spirit that says, you're going to give birth and it's going to be a boy and he's going to save the world. It's not supposed to be a cross-talk figure, but I figured out that it kind of seems like one. But
seems like a
anyway, the point being,
seems like a religious story. Let's just say his name's Jesus.
Well, it's not really religious, but there's going to be a lot to it. Like, so she gets visited. They've been trying to have kids. They can't. They're out on the outskirts of society where you have you're introduced to a time in Earth's history, which is in the future, but Earth is no longer known as Earth. It's been changed. The name has been changed to something, and I haven't figured it out yet. I need a name for Earth.
China.
Yeah. Maybe I'm going into too much detail, guys.
No, you're fine. I'm listening to your.
I'm just trying to give you a premise of what I brought it up several times, and all I've said is really just Hero and Dog. So I thought maybe I should actually tell them a little bit, kind of the twist. So you have Hero born into the world. He's given the name Hero.
Yeah.
You're at it in corporate, like it's kind of like a foretelling of what really is kind of happening now. But I'm setting the story anywhere, like I haven't determined the exact date, but it's anywhere from like 50 to 100 years from now is when Hero's born.
Okay.
And like I said, the Earth's name's been changed to a deceptive name, and you have other people and other beings at this point in the history being attracted to come here under the guise that they're coming to the next thing closest to heaven. The corporations that own the world have learned how to harvest the soul energy. So that's why they're bringing that. Anyway, maybe I'm talking too much.
You're giving a premise, man. There's no such thing as talking too much unless you want
And,
to, unless you think you're going to spoil it or overshare it or something.
Yeah.
no, I'm just sharing concept, like the basic idea. So then you get at some point in the story, like it might not even start off linear, but I'm just giving you what I have built actually as a base to start off. Like, because I've talked to somebody, I don't want to mention their name.
Johnny.
Well, he wouldn't care. He owns a website. Dude from Fund My Comic.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Huh?
Taco Bell.
Yeah, but the guy that owns
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm forgetting.
His name's Taco Bell.
I know you're talking about.
Well, no, I had a conversation with him last year, and I'm not trying to. I mean, it wasn't like, but I talked to him because I reached out to him, and I said I'd like to talk to you about that. I'm kind of like, and he just gave me a little bit of advice on how to start with something like. Because I explained it, the premise, and it's like really kind of just like a big. I don't want to use the word because we done talked about Mike, but like a huge story that's like can be. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like an epic story, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Well, you said you didn't want to talk. You said you didn't want to talk about Mike, and you start off by saying something about something being big. You're like, oh, it's something big.
I know.
I don't want to talk about. That's kind of rude. I'm supposed to be the asshole, not you.
But let me get to so here's the twist. Around 5, you have the grandfather. Anyway, I'm telling you too much. Maybe another day I'll talk about it again. I don't know why I'm getting flustered.
Okay, coward.
Yeah, neither do I, man. I don't know why you're getting all flustered about trying to pitch your premise. Look, man, if you got an idea, you got an idea. Pitch it, right? If you don't want to give away too much,
so
I get that too.
So here's the real interesting twist to the main. This is what I think makes the story gonna be something interesting. You're gonna have Hero around about 5 years old. His family takes him down like 5 miles or 6 miles down from where they're at, because they're on the outskirts of society. It's kind of the last remaining kind of free people. Everybody else is in them 15-minute cities and shit.
Yeah.
They go and he gets to pick a dog out of a litter. He picks a boy dog. He names it Dog. Well, by this point, we probably already know, because I have a scene in my head where when the litter of puppies is being born, when Dog is being born, you hear actual conversation going on, because Dog is going to be Hero's grandfather.
Oh, okay. It's like a reincarnation.
So you're going to have a story where the grandfather was involved in building the technology that they have to either at the time of death or even forcefully trick people to come and then, somehow harness their soul energy and trap it so that and then they're using that for, I haven't got all those details worked out. And, but the grandfather, they were trying, like at some point in the history, because you'd have flashbacks telling you those details. But that's where the real, like when I pitched that premise to Craig of 20 years ago, and it was a lot simpler then. I said, what if I had a story about the character's Hero, the dog is named Dog, and the dog is Hero's grandfather or great-grandfather reincarnated, or he's came back because of some shit. Because the scene I have in my head when the litter is being born is you hear the grandfather talking, like going, what the hell is going, God, what? He can't see nothing. He can't figure out what the hell is happening. He feels slimy. He knows something's going on. Boom, he's out of the womb, and he hears dogs. He's like, he's putting it all together. I thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to write as a part of, like, can you imagine that? Like, you're hearing and you're finding out through the dialogue in the puppy's head, oh, wait, you have this guy like consciously coming to like he's becoming conscious after however long, and like being aware that what the hell, what like you know, like, and he figures out I'm in a dog, I'm in a dog's body,
Yeah.
I'm a puppy, and then of course you don't even then you would have like then I have a whole scenario where like once Hero picks dog out, they don't like it's not automatic that of course dog will see like the grandfather never met his grandson because the grandson wasn't even born then. But I'm gonna have a scene where dog actually sees his daughter, and it's like that's my grand. Then he puts two and two together. The boy is my grandson, and then at some point you'll have where they consciously are able to communicate at some point. Like it'll kind of you know what I mean, and then you'll just kind of go on further.
No, man, that's a really cool premise. I always like little weird dystopian sort of stories like that. And I think you're onto something. You just need to probably,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know how much you've gotten written, but you know, I would start writing it if I were you.
Well,
It sounds to me though like it would do better as like a manga instead of like like a comic book or a graphic novel, right? Because it seems to me like you're gonna have a lot of like exposition that you're gonna want to do. But no,
well,
that's a good premise, man. I
I've
like it.
always, well, personally, I've always just seen it. Let me read what he said here. Whenever I hear a dog named Dog, I think of that Young Guns movie where he says to his horse, "Hey, dog, you see the size of that chicken?" Hey, that's pretty cool. That is a cool little comment there. Maybe I'm being too happy for his comments, but
Nah, man.
you know,
Mike's not
I
a
gotta give props when
Mike's not a bad dude. Don't let him scare you. Everybody else in CG like Strange Signal are scared of Mike. They're afraid that they're not going to get to have sex with him. Like
I don't see
EBS is
a
doing.
signal. Ain't scared.
Yeah, Strange
I
Signal's
fell-
terrified
fell
that he's not
asleep.
going to be able to push up on Mike's bussy. And
I fell
he
asleep.
doesn't
Who are
want
you
to miss
talking
out.
about?
Oh,
But
what'd you say, Strange?
Who are you talking about? I just woke up. I fell asleep, dude.
Really? What? That's fucking hurtful.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know what's
downright
going on.
fucking rude for you to say that about Gray. Gray's premise is fucking good, dude. You son of a bitch. And
No,
by God,
no,
I'll stand up for it. You know what, Gray?
No,
If you need somebody to
I
help fund
actually
that
did.
as
I
like
don't know what you're talking about.
I'll back it.
No, I
Fucking
actually fell
Strange said he
asleep.
fell asleep during your premise,
I
man.
actually did. No, I'm not kidding. I actually did.
Yeah, way to fucking go.
I didn't think anything about it. It really don't. I mean,
Yeah, I'm offended for you.
I went
Don't
on
you
a kind
worry.
of diatribe, like
I already said about the dog.
to be.
The grandfather has a soul in the dog, and the kid's named Hero, and he's 5. But like, I fell asleep. I don't know what happened after that. So
Yeah, you've been eating and smoking too much, dude. What are you doing, Strange?
Yeah, I'm not.
uh,
I know that you were joking, Sid.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying and if he anyway, y'all got me flustered.
Don't get
Just joking.
you getting.
I said I'm joking on that one. I'm not flustered.
yeah, but I'm also running on only like 3 hours of sleep, and I've been like hanging out with you guys, trying to do my art and be whatever.
Do more
So-
meth.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Let me do that real quick. Yeah.
You should do
No.
more meth.
Well,
I just haven't smoked pot in a long while. So like when I do that and I have 3 hours of sleep, I'm just gonna nod off.
yeah. So, Cynic, yeah, you're right. Because the advice, like, because in my mind, I see it being. It's such a story that I have. Basically, what I have written is more just world building. I have like places already, like they'll be trying to get to a place called Citadel Mountain.
Mhm.
I'm basing that actually on Monteagle Mountain.
Yeah.
It's going to be Monteagle Mountain, but it's been changed to Citadel Mountain at this point in history.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I've been working on over the past few years when I finally started like kind of taking the idea serious of, hey, you know, I might be able to do something at some point and get this done. Like I figure the reason I've been talking about it more here lately is because I've had a lot more new ideas come to me.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of gearing up. You're right. I'm kind of approaching. I haven't really started getting hunkering down on it,
Yeah.
but here soon I want to do what I'm doing with my drawing and my practice on my drawing. I want to make it a point that at least several days a week, I set aside time to sit down and actively just brainstorm and put stuff on paper.
Yeah.
You're right. That's the only way it's going to get developed and become a better, more streamlined concept. So
Yeah, you got to start putting time into it. And yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
I think it's a good
I can
trend.
talk about it all day long, but if I don't actually put the work in, it's never going to fucking happen.
No, you're exactly right. You can't look at a piece
I
of
mean,
fucking paper
you
with
know,
hopes and dreams.
and I'm not getting any younger.
No, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. None of us are.
No, I'm saying I've had some shit go on. I've had thoughts over the past few, sometimes occasionally I'll think, am I ever going to get, but it's like, I can't think that way. It's like, I got to, something tells me you're still here.
Yeah.
You still got ideas. You're still, you can, it either does or don't. I shouldn't just give up.
You're pretty, you're capable, you're young, you're strong, you're independent. It's like the CIA.
Well, no, I mean, just because I'm older in life doesn't mean that something I can't still put forth effort and try to at least do a little something with what I want to do, creatively. So, but what I get excited about is the fact that I know a lot of other creative people in the comic book community that at some point I'd like to have enough down on paper and filed to where then I can start working on really, showing more organized ideas on paper to somebody. Like if I had it on a computer file already in a lot, then I can send it, I could send it over to you. You could be like, hey, okay, well, get people's advice and stuff, where we can make improvement.
Yeah, the important thing is that you have a story in the first place. That's the important part.
Yeah, you've
Right,
got
and-
the premise down.
but-
Now you just need and it seems to me like you've done a lot of world building. So now you need to start working on.
I have
the dialogue.
I have names for certain, I know, I've worked on character names already, things like that, so I knew in my mind a few years ago, I was like, I can't just sit down and I know what I want to do, but I was like, man, I got to build, I'm talking about the history of something in the future of where I'm at, my timeline. So I had that's when I started digging into, different historical things I was reading about. That's how I ended up having an idea for Mont Eagle Mountain to be Citadel Mountain. Because I have all the paperwork on I looked up the name and each letter means something and all this stuff. It's interesting stuff. But
I like the names.
I've talked about that long enough. So
I like the name Hero and Dog. Those are good names for a simple.
I mean, I
adventure
really
thing.
do. That's what made me think it would work good as some type of manga or graphic novel. And then
Yeah,
you just got
it's
well,
I
kinda
could picture
grimy,
a cover. Yeah.
yeah, it's well, like I said, you have it's going to span most of an entire lifetime. So I have I'm almost sure I know how I'm going to keep Dog alive pretty much the entire lifespan of Hero.
Yeah.
At some point, Dog, now maybe I'm giving something away, but I have the idea that since the grandfather was working on the technology, they also had built for instance, I've got an idea that maybe the way he continues on, at first I thought, well, maybe he senses that it's near his time. As a dog, he's going to die. So they got to find a bitch for him to mate with. So the next litter, he can come back in.
Yeah.
That would work. But then since then, I came up with a concept that I was like, this might work better. I'm throwing these ideas at you as what if they're trying to find a cybernetic body that his grandfather, after that, him and Hero are both consciously communicating and have been for a while. Then, Dog's like, look, son, look, look, Hero, we got, I'm not going to live as long as you. And I've got we've got to get to this destination. I have this hidden contract. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a means of them trying to get to a thing where he knows that he's only got so long. And at some point he gets, he ends up transferring himself into that.
So is that going to be
mechanical?
Is that going to be Hero's motivation for the story? Since he's a Messiah-like character, right? Is his pure motivation going to be to uncover the secrets of this rewritten Earth history, or is it, because in that you could do the story arc of the grandfather knows that, hey, a dog's lifespan is anywhere from 10 to 15 years, and they've already picked him up as a pup out of a litter when Hero was a kid. And so now, in order to, because his grandfather was a part of all of this covering up of everything,
right?
That could be an arc of where you go to either find the cybernetic body. But I like the idea of Hero reincarnating in different dogs over time until
or you mean dog?
Dog.
So I haven't really decided. That would be a cool concept, because I had an idea that
because as Hero is going through this, right, to try to, and eventually you could put dog in a cybernetic body towards the end, right? But in order, dog could be telling his Hero hey man, you've lost all kinds of history because of all this stuff that's going on, and
it would
go ahead.
It would be a while if he goes in a cybernetic body. It would still be a while before it happened in this.
But I like
to the people that actually
both premises. Then, right? You could do both, and so they could be searching for a way to get this information out, and then dog's aging out. What are you going to do? He's the only one that can help Hero unravel this major mystery on this new Earth. And so now you've got a little mini arc inside the greater arc of this, this whole book or story of, now you got to figure out how to get dog to reincarnate into something, so you can finish on.
Well, I figured that, like I said, at some point, somehow, because dog's actual name is Roy, because it's his grandfather. I already have what his grandfather's name was.
Yeah.
So you can see that I've actually done some work, but just not enough. I haven't got to the real writing part of a story. What was suggested to me last year was, because I have so much going on to build a rich world, the dude that I'm talking about, that he said I should try to, out of this whole long universe, this big world that I'm building, he was like, just pick one little aspect out of the storyline of Hero and Dog, whether that be when Hero's a kid. He was suggesting just do a 20 or 30 page little floppy type comic based on one segment out of the entire story that I have in my head.
Yeah.
Just to get started, just to get something going. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I could just, he was like, you don't have to tell it linear.
No.
He's like, you could start in the middle with it and just put out one, it don't have to be a huge, it would be an easier project to take on and get something going while I'm building all the rest of it.
Normally the way I work on, whenever I'm writing stuff, I work backwards. I sort of find, I'll figure out a story that I like I did in college, right, for a writing course. I'll figure out a cool story sort of premise. And then what I'll do is I'll already try to plan out the ending and then work towards that ending.
Right.
And then, so no, you could do that. You just need to figure out, you just need to start getting it going.
Divinity does have an idea, but I'm afraid of talking about it too much, just because I could be giving some. I mean, go ahead. If someone takes it, hears me talk about it, and they're like, man, I could really do something with that. And then 2 years from now, someone puts something out because I didn't get my ass in gear, then I deserve that.
Yeah, but you got this live stream. You know what I mean? You can always.
Well, now, did you see, Divinity says, what if they were both normal, going to die normal? they live a normal lifespan like of a dog and a human.
Yeah.
The idea that both of them end up getting put into the same cybernetic body and have to deal with like being in the same, like that is an interesting idea, but I don't think that's where I would.
No, I wouldn't go that direction.
You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that is a cool idea, but also I don't. With your story, I like your story. I think it's got some legs.
Well, no, I
to go
mean-
somewhere with it.
Well, because what I'm saying is I didn't mean to interrupt you,
you're
but the fact that Mike is even interject, like the fact that he is even offering ideas
Mhm.
means that what we're talking about is interesting to someone. Like,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
there's something there. I can definitely develop it into something. And so I guess talking about it just kind of gets me excited. So I'm gonna try to make an attempt here in the next few days to really start putting some more effort.
Yeah, if you want to do
You know,
something with it, man, you better start doing something now. you
Yeah,
need to
I
figure
know.
out basically what I would do is I would try to figure out like a little, like your buddy said, dude, like a 20-page story arc, either in the beginning or in the middle or whatever, and just see how it goes, get yourself motivated for it, and then start, you know, really diving into how you want to see the story come together. And then I would then
Yeah.
start working to get there with little mini arcs in the story in between. You know,
Yeah, like well, like I envision it as, like I said, like I just kind of me myself, I just like to want to be. You're right. I think this is a doable thing. I think. Are you a sleep signal?
strange.
No, he might be asleep. I ain't worried. And I don't think it's because I'm boring.
No, he's-
I think he is
I don't
just.
like to
He's
cut people
moving.
off. I don't like to cut people off. I'm just listening.
No, I know. I was just like, I just chiming in. We'll probably end this here in a few. If y'all, we're up getting close to 3 hours. Let's roll for another. Let's like, I'm gonna say if we haven't wrapped it up, I'm gonna give myself at least to about when we're almost to 3 hours. We're at 2:40. I can do another 20 minutes
Yeah,
probably sitting here just bullshitting.
Yeah, mostly just listen to story stuff. Because also, like, when people like Cynic or I or whoever, when we give like a feedback or whatever ideas about like your ideas of how to write something, I like to let people
Yeah.
speak like their entire idea out, because he may have a really good thing for you to hear, and I have no reason to be going, oh well, my idea also is. It's like I don't care to do that.
Yeah.
So I just hang out and listen.
Like if you have an idea to share, there'll be a time and place whenever to do that. Like
Yeah.
I get what you're.
Yeah,
In some,
I can't break up his train of thought, because then like what was the purpose of him even talking if like it's gonna get broken up like that? It doesn't make any sense to me.
well, we talked about that earlier too. When I hate it when I see streams, I feel like we all so far, and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. I think we've had a pretty good even. Like I said, I haven't dominated even though it's my stream, but y'all can see that I'm just I like to be considerate. I don't care if it's my channel. Y'all are my guests.
Mhm.
You're on here. You get what I'm saying? Now, if I had a specific topic, like if I hit you up in a few days and go, hey, you want to do a stream tomorrow about this said subject, then that'd be a little different. Or like, you know what I mean? If I have like a specific line of thought, but all that is some people just don't know. Some people just don't click right with. That's where it gets messy. Like I said earlier, when you start getting more people on a panel or talking, and people don't know how to like be quiet at the right time and stop trying to forcefully interject their idea onto something every 5 minutes of the whole stream, that can create a problem.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I appreciate that it's like, I think we got a good 3-piece band going right here. Like, I'm a drummer. I don't know which guy, I can do some vocals. I don't know what instrument you guys are, but I think we're gelling, man. We got something here. We'll write some songs.
Yeah, a lot of times on streams, man, you got people that just step on each other, or other people that don't know when to chime in. and it does get pretty frustrating. But I also like when you're talking about your premise of your story. Like I love hearing people's premises. Like something about it is enjoyable to me. And with your stuff, man, I think you've got the nuts and bolts of it. Really, I think you just need to start sort of hammering out the details that where you want to go with it and how you want to manage that.
Well, I know where I haven't really told you the overall.
Yeah, yeah, and you don't
But-
have to do that. Yeah.
Well, actually, I want to share it now that you bring it up, and since
Okay.
it involves Earth's name being changed when you come into introduction to it. Like I said, I'm not sure what that name will be. It's been suggested to me Elysium Prime, but that just sounds generic. I want to do some kind of research into language and find a good word that sounds right, but it means like it appears, a word that's deceptive. It's meant to sound like a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it really ain't.
Yeah.
Like anyway, what was I making my point? So really what the overall story is that Hero is really here to help manifest the final stage of what at some point in the storyline towards the end of everything. Of course, you see that there'd be a lot to do with it. It's about the manifestation of the actual physical earth becoming a place called heaven finally.
Okay.
So there is religious undertone, but it's not meant to be like pushing no shit on nobody. It's just going to have, I've got an idea for elements that's talking about current things in our society going on,
Mm-hmm.
talking about our future, the possibility, it's like science fiction, but a lot of it's based in some stuff that could be real at some point.
Yeah, it's got a real. I don't know if you watch anime or not, but it's got a real Trigun feel to it, and I like that. That's pretty cool. It's
Well, I appreciate you listening to me, and I know you say it's my stream, but I think to be honest with you,
Yeah.
to be able to share it right now, like just talking about it helps me to sort out ideas, and it's getting me more animated about. And I'm just sharing the fact that, like, you heard me earlier in the stream say that I go through, like I've been having some, like I'm doing good right now, but when you struggle, like sometimes, like I was talking about, like
Mhm.
having periods where it's just like hard to even make yourself get out of bed and do the most basic shit. Sometimes I'm not necessarily that worried. It's like it's hard as hell to just do that. Making myself sit down at a fucking table and making
actually write something that you're passionate about when you're not passionate about even brushing your fucking teeth or something. Yeah, I get it, man.
yeah.
I get it, man. I get like that
But,
sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just kind of, that you can get an idea of why it's like, and of course I'm, there's so many other things that go on in life but I think if you're right, just me being able to share that today, I shared it a little earlier in the other stream, just when Dennis was in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I shared it with you and Signal. And then Divinity Comics giving me feedback. Like he said, he's giving me feedback. Good feedback, really. I don't care what someone might think of, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate good feedback that's would be good for me. And then I am a writer. It's just I'm more of like a stream of consciousness type writer. Like as far as I have ideas for stories and I have wrote stories. Yeah. Most of my writing has consisted of just, I guess you could call it poetry, but it's not always rhyming shit. It's just whatever comes, like.
Yeah.
I tell people what I write a lot of times don't come from me. It comes from outside of me.
I get that. Yeah. That makes sense.
Like my creative stuff that's not story based, like, so basically, yeah, I think this has been really motivational for me to say, well, hell, I've been talking about this. Some people are kind of like, hey, that is something. like I said, my friend 20 years ago, that's the guy that I'm talking about with his book and his comics and he's got some role playing games he's been part of and was in extra in Benjamin Buttons. Hell, he told me 20 something years ago. So that kind of shows you, like, I spend a long time in my life, and I appreciate you. Hold on a second.
Yep.
I don't know why I just got all
Oh, you're good, man.
no. Fuck it. I just got to. I had a thought. It's something y'all don't know about, but I have shared it, like some people know, about my mom and how she died and shit.
Yeah.
So, but after her death, I wasn't the same for a long fucking time.
Oh, I get that for sure. Yeah.
And that's not an excuse. You're talking to someone that for 20 something years, like it's just been in the past 5 or 6 years that I've gotten a good handle on my mental health.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I guess it's all dawning on me. I was like, man, I'm telling you about something that I do have some work on, but I'm thinking to myself, shit, I could have been a lot further along. But you know what? I'm consistently learning every day. I'm exactly where I'm fucking supposed to be.
Yeah.
It don't matter about
there's
like any choice I made.
Yeah.
I can't worry about that. That's the past. I am where I am supposed to be.
There's something my dad told me forever ago. So like the guy that the one person I looked up to growing up was my big cousin, right? And he passed away in 2005, right? Like that was the one dude I thought he was the coolest guy in the world, like all this stuff. He passed away in 2005. And my dad told me, you know, there's two things you got to remember, son, that a tree, the Bible says that a tree will live until it bears fruit, and that it only bears fruit in the right season, right? And he told me that because it just happened out of the blue. There was like no reason. He went to sleep, just didn't wake up. And like, you know, when something like that happens, it's like whiplash mentally. And you're just like, well, what the fuck, man? Like what went on? And so I think about that a lot, right? Whenever I do sort of get in a brooding moment or some sort of like downtrodden moment, right? Like, yeah, so you're put here to bear fruit, right? Whatever that reason is, right? That's your fruit to bear. It could be a book that motivates just the right person. You could write this book, it could sell to one person and one person only, but for some reason it motivates that person to go do great things. Who knows? You never know, right? Also,
well, no, I mean,
also, like you said, you could be further along, but you may not have had the ideas before now to actually push this book forward, right? So
exactly. All I had was the very basic. All I knew was Hero would be named Hero, Dog, and Dog would be a reincarnation of a grandfather or great father. So, that's all I knew until a few years ago.
So this tree,
a few years ago,
this tree is not going to bear its fruit until the right season, no matter what, right? Maybe you could probably, and I just look at like what ifs whenever I come up to these sort of scenarios, right? Like maybe that one person who motivates you hasn't like entered your life yet, or maybe they're there and you're just now finding it out, or whatever it is. But when it's time to bear fruit, it'll come to fruition. And you don't have to worry about that, man. I wouldn't look back on what ifs and woulda, couldas, and shouldas.
Well, I'm not, you know, I'm not interrupting. I'm saying, so you understand where I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anytime I start doubting myself, even at my, you know, like I'm not trying to get too deep in the sense of anybody that has known me for a while knows I am a pretty deep person. I have a good connection, and you know, like I don't care if someone doesn't believe and stuff. And I'm not talking necessarily even just from a traditional standpoint. I'm talking about anyway. I don't want to get into that. That's a whole nother thing because you know we've already been hell. Here we are almost at 3.
Yeah, but
I wanted to ask a question real quick. Do y'all know Yuan Farah Mayor Reeds?
No, I have no clue. I've never seen that screen name.
Well, I'm just, I wanted to acknowledge them because they have chimed in and said, sleep brought me here with a green heart. And I'm
Well,
like,
thank you for showing up. I appreciate it.
what does sleep mean?
Sleep and psychopathy in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking because he came. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Well, no, I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that because like sleep and psychopathy had came back in while we were talking
Mhm.
and was like, you're still going. And I was like, yeah. And you know, like when people come in, even if I'm already thinking about, man, I might get off of here, it'll give me like when somebody comes in and they hadn't been there, it kind of makes me want to stay on for a little while longer, just to give them a little bit of a time to, you know, it'd be different if I had like something that I definitely had to do, you know.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I appreciate that what you were saying.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Like I just see me doing this fucking live streaming and talking to all these creative people over the past few months, man. I run into that sort of story, or that scenario, what you were talking about, all the time, right? Like, God, man, I've had this idea for so long, and I could have been here or been there, and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't think so. I don't think that's how life works. Personally, everything happens in the right season, and you may have pushed something before and it just came out and been a flop, and God knows where the fuck you would be after
Well, no,
that, right?
that's exactly what I was thinking when I was speaking this a little bit ago earlier and going, and then I teared up and I was like, oh, 20 thought, and I didn't tear up. It's just I had to. All of a sudden, it hit me why a lot of things got put to a halt. Like if you knew the history of why, like how my mom,
Yeah.
just put long story short, she was basically murdered and it was still, you know,
Gotcha.
unsolved. We'll leave it at that. I share it from time to time, and it's something I don't mind sharing. But
no, man, like you've got a great
that was
premise.
something that took a long time to. Like over the past few years, I've done a lot of growth, just coming back to being able to even be creative again.
Yeah,
Like
that shit.
Like the fact that like I said, messing with drawing. I am serious about wanting to get this story kind of more done, like more on it.
Yeah.
So this particular year, that's one of my goals, is that by the end of the year, I'd like to have some substantial like meat on the bone with the story that then I can hand it to somebody and be like, hey, can you help me start developing visuals for this? Like give them little, you know, hey, let's start working on what the character is actually going to look like. Let's start working on this and that. So that has been, what I've been in my mind thinking since it turned 2025.
Especially if you've had something like that really does fuck with your mental health, having a project like this is actually very beneficial for that situation, right? Because once you start, you've got the skeleton, it seems like, but once you start putting those muscles on the bone, it'll start motivating you and keeping you from having those sort of, unmotivating days where you just sit there and go, fuck this, man, I don't want to do anything. I find that, because I'm not like a majorly creative person anymore. I used to be in bands, used to sing and do music and stuff. But
do y'all know Wiggles?
Yeah, Wiggles is a purple monkey furry, I think. The only Wiggles I know is the one from the CG Slums or whatever it is, but I don't think that's them. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm just asking because I'm seeing new names. Hey, I really appreciate that though. Like people that, they're coming here. I guess I should thank Psychopathy for that, right?
Yeah, sleeping's great. It's
that's cool. And I got to thank you because Divinity Comics wouldn't have been here. It's been really cool to like just have other people just find me and see me like with you guys here.
Yeah,
even if
it's no big deal, man. I appreciate you letting me get the link. I do love a good chill stream where people talk creative ideas because I'm usually, most of the streams I'm on are usually so amped up and I'm having to be on, actually just be on, you know what I mean? Like get locked in doing comedy, doing funny shit all the time. So
Well, I was saying that's another reason I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
You know how I was saying today when I decided to do this stream,
Mhm.
I shared it in that DM thing. I did share it onto my timeline too, but I shared it in DM, and then like I was like, well, maybe somebody will show up from the
yeah,
the comic book community on X and turn it into a different type of stream for me. And what I'm getting at is I'm not opposed to at some point in the future we could schedule like a stream on my channel later in the evening on a certain night that it's just going to be a total nothing but like I would probably age restrict it because we might just go full balls to the fucking walls,
Oh, I'm down.
cut on everybody. Like just putting like that would be a fun stream.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause I have to, like I'm my channel's not like a huge channel, but it's growing and it's 1,000 something people.
Mm-hmm.
Get it going, man. Like pick a night, be like, hey, let's try to schedule it around like where we know like the particular timing ain't gonna line up with too many other. Pick a good night where like somebody might be like, damn, I wish there was a trash cast or I wish there was this. And it ain't going on, and we got something planned, like, hey, we're going to talk about these motherfuckers.
Yeah, I got you, brother. But now, anytime you want to, man, just let me know. You've got me on Twitter, but I do have to get off here. I appreciate it tremendously. I think you've got a great story, man, and I hope, Gray, I hope you wake up every day and you get motivated to do a little something on it, right? Write your ideas down and get it going. And if I can help you in any way, reach out to me. So. I appreciate that, man.
I will, man. I appreciate it, dude. And
but Strange, I don't know if you're asleep, man, but I'll see you later, Bubba. And chat, thank y'all for showing up. Y'all are great. I'm gonna go to Dave's. They'll be starting at like 9 o'clock. So if anybody wants to see me over there.
Oh, okay. And it's 8:32. We may try to wrap this up here, and I was going to wrap it up in just a little while.
Whatever you want to do, man.
Well, it's just now at 3 hours.
Yeah, whatever you want to do, man.
I'll see you. But if I wrap it up in time, I'll try to come and say hi in the chat over on Dave's.
Appreciate it, brother. Y'all have a good one, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, peace out. You all right, Signal? I think Signal might have went to sleep or left the room. No biggie. And Divinity, appreciate it about like I said earlier, I didn't mean to it is what it is. I don't have any issues personally, so I'll keep it that way. No reason to talk about it anymore. And then Squiz said the trash cast is about to start or is starting. Frog Tony, those teeth. Oh shit. Wiggles, I don't know if I can talk about it right now. We talked about it for a while, if that's who you're talking. If you're asking me about what I was talking about, well, it's not a big deal. It's not even a project, really. Well, it is a project. It's just something that's going to have to be, I got to put some work to it, some more work to the story. Well, like, I'll just say this about what you just said there, Divinity or whatever. I'm going to make my own judgments based on my own interactions with people. And, I might not always like if somebody, like, unless I don't know. So we'll leave it at that. You come at me being cool, then I'm cool too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here trying to fucking get in no trouble. I'm not here trying to make drama, but I do like to poke fun at people.
Focus on.
And I will. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Are you alive now, Signal?
You gotta keep breaking throwing on. You gotta keep everything going.
What?
Keep everything active. You gotta keep the show flowing, going, and mowing. You gotta keep talking about shit.
I might get off here in just a second. You sound like you might need to get going and just going on through the night too.
No, I'm just chilling, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have already. Don't worry. No, I'm just listening on because I was talking about writing, and it's the thing I care about. So it's nice to hear from other people. I don't need to talk, you know.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, you know, I didn't intend to get into that lengthy of it, but of course, this whole stream we went from hell. We went from making jokes and talking some funny shit to some serious shit to me, Fred, telling about a story, and I've enjoyed it. To me, I can't stand when conversation is stale and just fucking like I'm hardly around anybody in my physical world where I can really just have real conversation. Most conversation I have with actual physical people is all superficial bullshit. It's not anything, and then there's nothing wrong with sometimes being superficial talk. But you get what I'm saying? We've had a good, just well-rounded talk.
It's like what kind of area you live in, like depending on where you live, you may not be able to talk so much to people that care about stories and shit.
Well, yeah, it'd be different. Like if I wasn't out kind of in the boonies and don't, like I don't drive, I don't have a car, so I'm always having to either walk somewhere or figure out a ride somewhere. So I'm not in like a congested area where there's some spots I could just go to and hang out either. Like if I was in that town we were talking about earlier, like Fort Payne, and I live down there, there's some cafes and shit. Like if I had stayed down in Fort Payne when I first moved here, at some point I would have found somewhere to just go and be sometimes and get to meet people, when you can't do that like as easily, sometimes I'm just secluded to myself. So I'm really happy with like here lately, I feel like I'm using the internet in a more appropriate way, like these live streams and stuff like this. It is a way for me to actually kind of have some sort of interaction with real human beings.
Yeah, over streams, yeah, sometimes that works out, But then like how like you'll meet someone on a stream or whatever, and then say for instance you meet them in person, like it's like two different people sometimes. So I mean, talk to people is like one thing, but like you gotta be careful because people could turn out to be a little bit different from how they are on stream because you're in person with them. So it's.
Oh, I get that, and as you speak that, I definitely know what you're saying. I completely, and of course I haven't met anybody yet I'm sure if I just keep going and don't have any issues in my life, health-wise or something, maybe at some point I can meet a couple of people that seem pretty, if I've established a connection with them for a while. But you're right. You got to be careful because especially on the internet, man, people put on like even before the internet, like in high school, I saw it. People put on masks every fucking day. I've never chose to wear a mask. Like when I tell you I'm Gray Cloud, I'm a fucking Gray Cloud. Yeah, I had another name back and it's still on paper, but that's not who I am. I'm not Jason. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not going to correct myself on saying that. I'm Gray Cloud. And I have my reason for being Gray Cloud. And it's not a fucking nickname either.
Yeah.
Damn, I spoke with like some confidence there, didn't I?
Yeah, it's like just as long as like you can manage like just doing the thing, because when you want to talk to people, sometimes you just need to stream, but it doesn't always work out that people work out with people, it doesn't always work out that way. So,
well, I mean, it's kind of like for instance, I'll mention it's somebody we talked about in the DM, and actually maybe I shouldn't bring it up because you'll get pissed.
Adolf Hitler.
No, JDA. At one time early 5
It
years.
don't matter. We can talk about
Let's just say,
we
do
can
I-
talk about whoever. It doesn't matter. This is the other thing I
well,
hate.
all I was saying is, I still am like, there's nothing been between me and him, but I thought he was a lot different person several years ago compared to now. Like I see, and I'm not like, you know, it's neither here or there, but I try to stay neutral, but then also I do have my own kind of, you know, like I'm not stupid. I can see where what they're doing and what the fuck, even if I still follow them and they've not done nothing to me, I can still see when somebody's just being plain out kind of an idiot.
This is the other thing I hate about this streaming thing, though, is the delay. We're delayed from each other by like 3 seconds or something. So that's
Oh, are we?
that's one of the things I hate is like there's a delay of like 3 seconds, and so like whenever like I try to talk and shit on there, you know, just like it's really difficult because it's like you're not gonna hear what I say until 3 seconds later. It's like fuck. Well, you know, it's hard to even operate with this shit, you know.
Is that on any stream or is it just this one? Is it because I'm on mobile or something?
Well, like this stream, like yeah, I don't have really problems with other people. Like for instance, Johnny Scab, there's like a delay of like 8 seconds with he and I on the stream. So
Oh,
yeah, so it's a
yeah, you're right. I've noticed that sometimes, especially on his.
yeah
But he's like over in England. Like,
yeah.
sometimes his runs real smooth and sometimes it don't like at all.
Yeah, so that's one thing I really hate about all this stream shit. Talk to people is like there's that delay that really like tends to fuck things up. I don't know when to talk, you know.
Oh, I can tell you this much. Ow, my back is fucking killing me because I've sat for you know, like when I've sat for, well, we've been sitting, I have gotten up a few times,
Yeah.
but I've like sat here for like 30 or 3 hours pretty much.
Yeah.
I finished off my water and have not even got up. I hadn't even thought about going and get me another water. I'm like, you know, like, so I guess, what's this? Who is this right here? Oh, Stimulated Cynic. That's on Signal's side. Oh, he's in the chat now saying that if you're having a delay, it must have been something going on your side. I don't know. You're all good, man. I appreciate you being here. I think I know y'all back and forth like about who's funny or not, but personally, I laugh at either one. If y'all do, there's sometimes since I met you last year, there's quite a few things that you do that's funny that you amuse me. Sometimes you pick me up just with your sarcasm and your fucking, you know. I appreciate
Pick him up with my mustache. So strong it is.
it. What they say? Stimulate.
What?
Somebody says Stimulate or Cynic and Johnny had a tough time talking to Dr. Ben. Oh, the other day.
Yeah.
I think they did something the other day.
That was all Cynic's fault.
I remember being in that chat, I think.
Yeah, that was Cynic's fault.
Oh. I had to stand up. Guys, I think that's probably my body telling me that it's about time I should just fucking wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's almost 9 o'clock my time. I can stay up and do shit. I'm kind of mad because there's several people now here. I'm not mad, but I'm thinking to myself, shit, I've sat here this long now. A few more people are in here, and you get what I'm saying.
This stream, you gotta have a 3-hour intro.
Do what? Treat it like I had a 3-hour intro, and now we're just starting.
With this show, we gotta have a 3-hour intro. That's how long it takes people to get here. 3 hours, and then the show starts.
Right. And let me address. I don't know how to say it, but Yoan Faramir Reeds. They had asked me to give them a quick premise of the story, and I just told them we had already went through all that quite a bit before they ended here, and I wanted to let them know that I wasn't trying to be rude to them. That I can explain it to, like, if they're on X, I don't know if I follow them. I don't think so, because they said they came here through sleeping. But if he's on X, they could hit, like we could follow each other. If they want to know about it, I can talk to them about it on another time or share it another day.
Yeah, have it written down is a good idea too, because you're probably gonna get more people that
Yeah.
about it. So just write it down already, for fuck's sake,
No, you're right. I mean, that's exactly the whole, and of course I have common sense. I do know that. And so I have to, that's why I was saying earlier, it's been fun to bring it up and to get a little bit deep into it with someone and bounce a few ideas off, because now I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I do have some work done to it, but Gray Clown, get your ass up tomorrow and sometime put some fucking effort in on it. Don't just draw. Don't just do the same thing you've been doing. Now I need to just kick myself in the ass and get it going.
Yeah, stop wasting time, butthole. It's fucking butthole. Stop wasting time, butthole. Stop wasting time, you fucking butthole.
But what they say, the tribe definitely helps, unless it's the tribe that votes you're the tastiest looking option today. Oh, hell, I don't know what they mean by that. I'm thinking, let me see. Let's show them how beautiful
what
you
they
are.
say.
I'm going to show them how beautiful.
What they say?
Hold on. No, we want to do this.
Read that again. Read that again. What did they say?
Oh, okay. Let me bring it back up. Hold on a second.
Yeah, what they say. I don't know.
Can you see it?
I can see you.
Right there. Can you see it?
Yeah. What they say? Yeah, read it.
It says, yeah, the tribe definitely helps, unless it's the tribe that, and I'm assuming they mean votes. It says VOTS, but votes you're the tastiest looking option today.
And then they laughed. So they think it's funny that we're fucked. That's very funny, buddy. That's so funny that you think it's funny to laugh at how we're fucked. Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Is that what they're saying? Uh-oh. See, there's somebody that's a regular of mine.
They wrote
channel, Keisha.
They wrote LMFAO at the end, so I'm saying they laughed. They laughed about the fact that we're fucked. They wrote LMFAO. They think it's funny that we're in a bad situation because they wrote LMFAO. Ha ha.
Oh. Hey, Keisha. I wanted to say there's Keisha. She's somebody that's she's been subscribed to my channel for a while. Keisha, you called us towards the end of my cycle, but it's cool you're here.
Yeah.
And look, hold on. Let's show her. Hold on. Keisha, we got the devil. I'm interviewing the devil. No, I'm just joking. But this is Strange Signal. I just wanted to kind of show her. When you see somebody that she's been with the channel, I just kind of wanted to show.
I'm trying to hide. I'm scared of pretty girls. I'm trying to hide right now. Since you're putting me on camera.
Oh,
I gotta hide. Keisha,
I'm doing pretty good. We've had a pretty nice stream. We're going on for like 3 hours. And then Psychopathy said, Strange, you're being an ass. That's not what she meant at all. And then he's laughing.
What are you talking about? What did she say? What do you mean? It's not
whatever that damn, he's talking about that, what you said about that thing I read.
Wait, she said I'm an asshole? Did she call me an asshole?
Who's Sleeping Psychopathy? Yeah. Is that a man or a girl?
Wait, what did she call me?
They're making it a joke, but Sleeping says, Strange, you're being an ass. That's not what she meant at all. And I guess that means the other person is I'm just trying to keep up because.
Being an ass? Why? What? I'm just making jokes, bro.
I think they're joking with you too.
Dude, I'm scared.
Keisha, I'm glad you showed up. She said she's sorry she's more at the end of it, and I'm like,
No, 'cause she scares me because she's too pretty. There you go. I'm hiding. No,
did you hear that,
no
Keisha?
one's an
He
ass.
said he don't want to show his face. He don't want to be. You're too pretty. No, she's a good person. She's very supportive of the channel and stuff, and I appreciate I appreciate anybody that's been following me for a while and doing stuff, man.
Well, that's good. It's good that she's a supporter of the channel. That's good to know because it's nice to have help, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, she's been following me for a while. She's one of the people that, she's not always in a live chat or she can't, but when she catches me live, she's usually shows up. She's been like, you know what I'm saying? She's helped me out personally a couple of times, like, I'm not trying to divulge information, but just meaning I've had a hard time and she's reached out and been like, it's nice that sometimes even just through the channel I've made there's a pretty decent set of people that follow me regularly. It's a community of people that really like maybe they don't know each other, but we're all in the same boat and we're trying to like just make the best out of what we have.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, that is. So that's why it's like that's awesome. I mean, like, I was wondering, like, how has she helped you? Did she pack your parachute when you guys go skydiving? Did she make sure to tell you that?
She's cash apped me a couple of times a few dollars, and I didn't.
Did she tell you?
I mean, I'm sure she don't care, huh?
Does she tell you whenever like you leave your car light on when you leave your car for the night to come home? She said she's helped you. Did she help you with like a cup of sugar when you like walk 3 miles? Say that I'm your neighbor. Did you walk 3 miles?
I don't know. I think she would probably.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Okay, sleeping is heading over to Trash Cash. Have a good evening.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's another question. Like like I said, when we started, I had no clue that we were going to go on for this long. I've really enjoyed it though. I could go on forever, but realistically, sometimes I have to pull myself. Like I do need to get on, like relocate to my bedroom and freaking. I probably should think about cooking something, eat something, lay down. I might not go to sleep. I'd probably just get on here and go into some other people's chats and see who else is bullshitting and doing stuff,
Yeah, hey, question for you. So whenever you go to bed, do you ever take a shit while you're laying in your bed?
Do you say if I could or when I can?
Do you? Because you make me think of Danny DeVito.
I make you think of what?
You make me think of Danny DeVito. I'm just wondering if you like intentionally shit in your bed while you're laying in it.
Well, no, I don't.
Aww. Damn, that's sad. You don't do that?
You're making,
No, see,
I really enjoy your sense of humor. You have that's the kind of humor like back in the day, like when I was in a band and stuff, man, we're just off the wall shit, dude. And like, it's funny when some people, it just totally stumps them and like, they're like, what the fuck? Like, it's either you get it or you don't.
So, hey, I got another question for you. So do you ever like go on long walks? Do you ever do that?
Do I ever? Yeah, I just went on one the other day.
Okay, because
Oh.
my real question is, so because you go on walks sometimes, when you get home after a walk, you take off your shoes. Do you ever just like deeply smell your socks afterwards? Do you ever do that?
Huh. I don't know. Let's see. not often, but since you brought it up and I had a dirty sock right there, I'm gonna roll with it, man.
So,
You know, hey, we might have something here. We might have to work on something for future. It don't have to be scripted, but I think we could do it. You know what I was talking about? Oh, hey, Keisha, thanks for being here. Yeah, we're gonna get. I'm gonna be into this.
thank you for being a friend. Da,
Well, no, I just wanted to, because I am gonna get off here in just a minute.
travel down
But,
the road and back again. Your heart is true.
I appreciate
You're a
you showing up,
pal
Keisha.
and a
Be in touch soon.
confidant. Thank you for being a friend. But you ever watch TV?
Yeah, you haven't like one of my favorite shirts that I wear is the Golden Girls shirt I got.
That's what's up. Do you ever when you're by the TV? Do you ever turn it up as loud as possible? Put your ear directly against the speaker.
Oh, did you ask? Do I watch TV now?
Ever.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I used to watch TV.
Okay, so when you watch TV, do you ever turn the volume up as loud as possible and put your ear against the speaker while you do it? Do you ever do that?
Actually, I did do that sometimes in life.
Okay. You see,
Just
I'm very good.
not for any other reason than just to do it. I don't know why I did it.
See, I'm good. See, let's go. I'm good at this interview thing. So, now, when you're at home in the bathroom and you get bored, do you ever scratch your scalp and then look at what's underneath your fingernails and then give that a little bit of a sniff? Do you ever do that?
No.
No, you don't do like a return to sender thing and become one with yourself again.
The what now?
So you don't do the return. You don't do the return to sender thing and inhale your scalp dust back into your nose for your fingernails.
I don't know. I've scraped duck butter from in between my leg and my ball sack before, but
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. But
Do you ever when you're in your bed? Whenever you're in your bed, do you reach your hand down your pants and pull out a fistful of pubes and just laugh at yourself?
Oh man, hey, I'm gonna end this, and I don't mean to be if I don't, I'll just sit here and just. But I want to try to schedule something soon so we can just have a full blown blast. You know what I was talking about? Would you be interested in that? Pick a day and let's say just where we just know we're gonna just come in and just be all over the place. Try to keep it nothing but just funny shit. Instead of I'll try not to be bringing in no serious I did. Just keeping it
Yeah.
people just cutting up and fucking talking shit. And,
Yeah, cutting up some cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here, Cynic.
Yeah. I'm glad I was here too. My name is Cynic.
Oh wait, I mean Signal, man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean the dog cuss. I did not mean the dog cuss.
Woo!
Damn.
Yeah, you called me funnier than.
I did not mean to. I swear, I did not mean. And no offense to Cynic.
You called me funnier than Strange Signal. That's what you did. You just called me funnier than Strange Signal. That's crazy that you do that to me.
Hey, that tells me I do need to get the hell off of here. The fact that I just called you Cynic, my brain's starting to shut down, man. I can't function no more. I better get off here and get my shit together.
Yeah, see you, coward.
I'll talk to you later, man, okay?
See you, coward.
Do what?
Bye, coward. See you later.